Oh, it's me. Hi.
Hello, internet.
Back.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody who is watching humans playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Human people.
Human people, even.
Wait.
Well,
I got upgraded
don't
to.
stretch it.
I got upgraded to a
humans.
people.
Okay, don't.
Human people playing D&D.
Yes, we are real people.
Why
I
is one of us not a warforged?
Because by the time we started playing as Warforged, we're an official right.
Sickles by the time you get to snow, you'll rust. Okay.
They're magical.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yes.
Just the invocation is
Now, last time, long ago on Stonking Thunder.
Let's go.
Alice.
Aye.
What happened?
I've got it all written
I
down.
feel like a school teacher just picking on the kids going, okay, little
Alright.
Mr. Pistock.
Everyone else, free to jump in
You're
if
like
you
every,
remember
you're like
anything.
every other teacher, actually. You just got my last name wrong.
I know.
Importantly, starting off with Val's got military uniform. One of the main parts was we got from scouts, we got sketch of the inside of the Iron Slag and above it in terms of the sort of village that is being the yak folk, keep the slaves and servants and whatnot. There's the big adamantium doors base. There's also a wyvern nest nearby. There's a drow faction that is aligned with the fire giants, have an iron flags. So we discussed a plan, an infiltration plan, and organise the supplies for it. Basically, it's for a couple of us to pretend to be a merchant party with Athesto following.
We'll play the plan. We don't need to explain the plan.
Yep.
Probably helpful to, rewind the other players.
I'm just reading my notes.
Just in case the plan goes awry, we meant to do that.
What do you mean when the plan goes awry?
Some little character
It's not an
tidbits. Valis got taught by an elf to channel power through the glaive. Besto adopted Kit by giving him a sword. Otto watched. Esvele went to the Raven Queen Shrine and prayed to it. And we had a dinner.
Any food.
Lovely.
Kids started to learn how to pick locks.
Yes. Is that multiples?
Maybe. I'm just opening doorways, okay? Literally and figuratively.
Keep those
but that is
options
all I
open.
had.
Keep my exits available for me.
It's great when you're the DM and you open up your phone and go, there's my notes from the last game. I actually took them. Cool. Nice. So, you all awake in your rooms in the tower in Everlud. Same as before. Fruit and breakfast in your rooms already. The wash basin is full of what appears to be relatively warm water. You're particularly still disturbed at how this comes into the room without your awareness.
I'm aware of the universe.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll. I'm aware of the universe.
Yes, the universe exists. You got
Universe is aware of you.
We have chats.
So yeah, everything is there as you left it last night. So, over to you guys.
I'm straight out. When I get up, I'm straight out to the common area and waiting for everyone else. I would take my breakfast with me.
Mhm.
Got all my shit with me.
Yep. No one else in the common area.
Yeah, just sit down and start practicing.
Yep. So
Sitting on the floor, playing with my locks.
I sort of imagine you sound like a grandmother sitting in the corner room.
Just rocking back and forth.
Yeah.
Back in my day, locks were so much simpler. How many days were we from the Iron Slag?
Do you have that written down?
We changed it from as the crow flies. It's about to go around the thing, so I think it added a couple of days onto it.
Yeah, I seem to recall it being close to a week or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
it was.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 days.
5 days.
I think that's what it became.
Cool. In which case,
It was 3 as the crow. It was 3 as the crow flies, or 2 as the crow flies. But then we had to go around a particular body of mountainousness.
Yep. In
I'll
which
double
case,
check.
I will just wake up, basically wash my face, because I did have a little bit to drink.
It's going to sit here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You man, you have no idea. Like, have you ever seen what scale rot will do to a man?
Gets it underneath.
Or dragon for that matter.
Hey, saying I'm not a man.
At least you remember how to brush your scales.
Lizard man.
Whoa! That fight works for Dragonborn.
My prickly dick says otherwise.
Yeah, whatever.
That is too much information.
And there goes the.
It would have been 3 to straight flight, so I think going around made it 5.
Yep.
But no, I did have a little bit to drink last night, so just a quick freshen up sort of thing. But then, yeah, same deal as Kit, just gathering my things and heading down to the meeting point, taking whatever I can shovel into my mouth with.
I'll do the same. I'll get up, put all my equipment on that I need for the day, after getting ready, of course. And in the process of everything, I'll be uttering just small prayers to nothing that is going to be big, fancy, ritualistic sort of thing. Just sort of uttering under my breath just as I'm putting everything on and getting ready.
As you're doing that, sort of focusing on your meditations, that sort of thing, you just hear a quiet knock at the door.
I'll come in and wander over to the door and open up.
Molly, on the other side of the door. Good morning, Dad. How are you?
Good. For all reasons, I suppose.
Oh, no need to worry yet. And she sort of just sweeps into the room and just sits herself down on the bed. I have something for you.
Oh?
Pulls out a small silver disc. A small silver disc. No real markings or anything on it. Just hands it over. You feel like it's slightly warm and heavier than what it should be, by the look of it. It's a little something that I hope you'll never have to use.
Both intrigues me and concerns me.
We spoke to Lady Astral yesterday. She's still working on something else for you, but this is a little gift for you, particularly for Otto.
Oh.
If anything happens to him and you can't revive him, just place this upon his body. It's only right that if something happens to him, that at least Susan can be there to say goodbye.
Cool, very entertaining.
And quickly go over to my bag and put it in I'll take it maybe like a smaller bag or something, like a tie-up string bag or something, put it in there, tie it up nice and secure, and then attach it to my belt. So it's ready access whenever I need it.
Hopefully you never will. But now, is there anything else that you needed?
Not really, not that I can think of. I spent some time with prayers yesterday, last night, this morning. All I need is the strength to get through what we needed to do.
Well, if anyone's going to show you the right paths, it will be your God, I'm sure.
And I'm certainly, and she does this, she puts on like the last bits of armor, like gauntlets, Then, as she goes to pick up her hammer, she says, "I'm not going to let anything else happen to the rest of my friends." She picks up the hammer and says, "I will make sure that this happens to them." And then puts it in the loop, grabs her bag.
Smiling, she goes, I'm sure. Just remember to keep yourself in a position to help.
I will.
Your friends are tempestuous and inclined to rush in. I hope that you'll be the force that keeps them grounded.
I will try, but I feel that we all seem to work best when we're running on impulse, for lack of a better term.
I personally prefer chaos.
I am starting to be more inclined to that lifestyle as well.
Doesn't always work well with others, but it's fun. Now, I shouldn't hold you up anymore. Your friends, I think, are starting together. I've just got a few more things to organise downstairs for you before you head.
Next, I'll be waiting out with the others
We shan't be long. And with that, up, out, straight off the door. Door shuts behind her.
So I feel like during that conversation, Valis and Athesto, during the section of like your companions have a habit of rushing in. Valis and Athesto just would have looked at each other and just gone, "Look, someone's talking about this."
My ears are burning.
No, I kind of pictured you two in the other room with daggers going, "Is this it?"
I did this to myself once. Tell me, does it hurt? You see, Poppy one
Kid casually walks in. It's just a lot faster and casual than everybody else.
Yeah.
Balance with it.
It's a stroll, but
Yeah.
at light speed.
Yeah.
To him, it's a casual stroll.
Yeah, like everyone else at the
Uh,
fucking marathon run.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I know what Valis would have done last night. Probably would have gone up to Molly and asked, "Where's the best sex to be paid for?"
You be paid for.
Well, obviously.
How you
Open to
will.
both suggestions. Well, kind of been on the road for a while and haven't cranked one out, so blue ball is setting in. So
With that sort of question, she just looks you up and down.
we're about to go risk our lives for giants battles. A man's got these.
No. There's a small establishment.
It's not that small. Oh,
Nice club place.
That's what the glade's for. I
Yeah.
now understand. It's why the family heirloom is a glade.
the armor's very padded out around it.
She does give you directions to a relatively high class brothel,
Fantastic.
just near the main one of the main taverns in town. Or something could be arranged for you here.
Oh, I prefer convenience. Well, quality is important. Can I get both?
Of course.
Can I get the quality brought here for convenience?
Yes.
Uber a prostitute.
Yeah, I was just thinking that Uber Eats, but
Well, still
Yeah.
agree.
It wasn't gone before. It's now. How's that PG ready? Yeah.
All you can
We're
eat.
an
baby.
adult channel.
All you can eat. Yeah.
adult. Like
Well,
that means.
yeah, Valis is pretty much just going to have some prostitutes over. Men or women.
Some.
Bit of both.
You have a knock at your door during the night, and
I'll say 4. Go one of each.
two of each.
No, I meant 4 of each.
They're coming in shifts. It's okay.
Yeah. But you are surprised early in the night by a range of tastes being catered for, from halflings to dwarves to elves to
Yeah, Valis is
quite
he's not picky in terms of race.
a rather leggy Goliath. Of indiscriminate gender.
And when they arrive, they stay. And the more, yeah. I'm saying by the end of the night, it's just a massive orgy.
Yeah.
Great.
Who's... Roll me a con save.
Just hear it to the wall.
Well, with his passive perception.
It'd be wisdom to see how scarred he gets mentally.
Technically, trance isn't sleep,
No.
so I'm definitely here. I don't think I need to roll.
I think there should be a wisdom save to see how much it scars his memory.
I rolled in that one.
I'll take things I didn't want to know about Valis for 500 points.
You have a level of exhaustion. Because even though you're trancing, there's no way you could focus.
Thank you.
And
It'll go away by the time we do it here anyway.
there it is. That was the Goliath to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd probably hear like
Turns out, was a man.
kind of just hear like flames.
Oh my god.
Valis Green spent one of the hardest nights in Shawshank.
Yeah, I'd probably give up on sleeping then and just start lockpicking.
Well, that's very interesting. Is that how you use the beard? Oh,
So that took a segue to the side. You also roll me a con save.
That's how many diseases you get.
Not
I'm
least takes care
mate,
of this.
I'm a paladin, immune to diseases.
Remember when you first met her, but she was running a brothel.
Yeah.
Oh
She
dear.
was brothel.
Oh dear, is never good.
Oh dear. Oh no, actually that's 13.
No. Next day, you sort of wake up feeling sticky.
If
Yeah,
Not the fun one.
sore. In places where you didn't expect to ever be sore, like your kidneys hurt.
did everyone sleep over?
Yeah, as you sort of start moving across the pile of bodies, hammy is
Yeah.
really twinging a little bit, but not
The
not
glu-
enough to
I imagine
really...
the glutes are very sore too.
Yeah.
You get some water. You're gonna cramp up.
Oh no, I grabbed wine.
Yeah, a few of your muscles are a little bit tender.
I just grabbed I'm guessing there's a dressing gown.
Robe.
Or
Yeah.
a robe of some description.
You've got your cloak.
Yeah, I just grabbed that and grab a bottle of wine and walk out to meet up with everyone.
Perfect. I can just think, just cloak.
Pretty much.
Still sticky.
Yeah. I think it was used as sort of a ground mat at one point last night. Or as some form of roleplay. Yeah.
Someone used it to do the Superman.
The halfling.
Valis probably would have worn it at
I
one
think Ben
point
knows what that
during.
is.
during.
No one should know what that is.
But yeah,
The whole idea of dwarf costume just got a whole different meaning to it.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So, where are you now, Mr. Otto?
Well, Otto had a very peaceful night's sleep. He feels very refreshed. Gets up and he's spots all the food and he's like, brilliant. The other morning, he's just a handful of this, taste of that, while he's putting his legs in trousers and then grab something else.
Yep.
Bit of a wash while he's chowing down some grapes and
Cool.
eventually gets everything together and heads out, still tugging on the boot. He's kind of oddly keen. I mean, obviously not where we're going, but you know, doing something.
Yep.
Sitting around.
Yeah, you make it into the dining room and the meeting area, I guess you could call it. You see everybody else is there now except for Valis. About a minute after you walk in, you see the shadow across the doorway to Valis just standing there. Bottle of wine, cloak, nothing else.
Morning, Dallas.
morning.
You may want more than that.
Just sort of like in the door.
And you
frame.
does that, you know, Bruce, whole way down.
There's so
Ball sized bruises.
so looks up. Pants, Valis. It's become a normal thing now.
What about them?
Did you have a bit of adventure?
Find
last
some,
night?
please.
You look a bit bruised. Did you have a bit of an adventure?
Oh, couldn't say that. There was role playing at one point.
You headed out without me.
Well, I did get some head at one point.
About this stage, Molly walks through the other door. Thought you said it wasn't small. Oh. So, are we all ready? Some of us still need to get dressed, clearly, but I think most of your preparations have now been made. We have
Also, when you said pants, Valis just sort of put the wine bottle in front of it.
She pulls out a bag and just sits it on the table. I think that is nearly everything you're after.
Oh,
I'll go and
including the bag, I see.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a sift through it.
Within said bag, you find
Stuff.
caltrops, ball bearings,
Things.
Halfling.
6 potions of fire resistance. Someone might want to be writing this, yeah?
You've got it.
Yes, I do. 1 set of manacles
Could have used them last night.
and a set of shackles. Entirely sure the real difference between those.
Shackles, I'm
Wrist-
sure, just
ankles.
wrists and ankles, yeah.
They've got the chain between them.
Yeah.
So bag of opening, caltrops, ball bearings, I'm gonna say 6 potions of fire resistance.
Screenshot the list and send it in chat.
Also 6 healing potions.
Just standard?
It's none of them last night. One.
And then some assorted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Neither type.
And some assorted
Just be fair.
non-magical weapons. You've got it's just some daggers, a short sword.
That's the plan to arm the slaves at one point, wasn't it?
So 3 daggers, 2 short swords.
Oh, hold on. 3 days, was it?
Yep. Just 2 short swords and a short bow with 10 arrows.
It's a bit handy.
Well, I think there were also one of your plans, those things instead of your actual weapons on your fly as well.
Oh yeah, the fake weapon, the fake guarding the the merchant outfit stuff.
It's the
Those ones.
part of the illusion is all the skin.
I have a look around for a scroll. Sifting through the bag. No scroll.
That's right.
It was a long shot.
She's watching you,
Like a demon.
sort of rummaging through that.
The idea for the dispelling of the dragon's disguise, I'm guessing, did not bear fruit.
To put something of that power into a scroll seems to be just too much.
Yes, well, it was a long shot, but I guess we'll have to come up with something else.
Lady Astral did suggest, though, that I chose not to take offence, but the best way for a dragon to reveal themselves would be through their greed.
Okay. We'll have a think on that.
Yes,
Are they
you
all?
should.
Are you all? Are they all? After the statement about not taking it.
Apparently.
Well, is it? I mean, greed can take a lot of forms. Looks over at Valis. Gold, power, food.
Well,
It's always the same.
gold and power seems to be the major areas of greed. Personally, I prefer stories. People. But each to their own.
Just thought I'd check.
I'm sure the stories you've all heard of dragon treasure hoards isn't necessarily myth.
Yes, we may have seen one.
Yes, I heard. Now, when you're ready, downstairs, we shall have someone escort you down. This may be the last time I see you for a while.
Oh, I've had plenty of people escort me downstairs. Oh, you mean?
Yes. How was that? Get a deal.
Oh, yes, I'm.
He is
very
quite a big boy.
You're telling me.
There's a look of
Big paladin
horror
coming into the
slowly settling upon Otto's face about him complaining that he never got invited anywhere, and then realizing what actually has occurred.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes, it's like, oh.
Right, well, I'll go put on some requested pants.
Thank you.
Please.
I mean, I've been sitting at crotch high this entire time.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting on the floor.
I mean, I've acknowledged it once, but it's just become like
The
standard.
norm.
It's just normal.
Still focusing on the locks.
Yeah.
You look a bit tired, Kit. Not sleep well? Stress about the upcoming event?
Could have joined me last night, I'm sure. Would have helped relieve some of the stress and ease the tension in the muscles.
That's so. Thank you for the invitation, but I feel I needed to focus on this and the task ahead.
Dedication as always.
Doesn't even really look up when he says anything under.
Very distant glaze expression. Alright, I'll go get changed. Sort of, yeah, Valis is just going to make his way back to the room.
Emma just watches you stretch and walk out. So,
Ooh. Sort of rub the crotch a little bit on the way out.
oh, the ones that always talk never actually have what they confess. Anyway, any questions from me before I leave you?
Sure you don't want to, come in?
I'm also
No. In a way, yes, I'd love to. I'm heading east.
Is that wise after what happened to Esvele?
That's exactly why I'm heading that way.
To attempt to look for him.
Find him, hopefully alive.
Hopefully.
I don't have his luck, but I tend not to get into the scrapes that he does. Hopefully with a little bit of guile, might be able to find out exactly what happened.
Right. The extent that please don't disappear, and sort of runs over and gives you a big squeeze. It goes on just a little bit too long, like.
She gives you a hug and a kiss on the head. Don't worry about it.
If you do find him, please give him a wallop over the head and tell him that he's not allowed to go off by himself anymore.
Oh, I would.
Otto
And
looks
don't
up.
worry, after all these centuries, I'm sure I can look after myself.
Otto looks up. Like, well, I hope so. I don't think we should lose any more people. Let's go.
I was gonna say, this at this point, it's like, Otto, you can let it go now.
No, he gets the point, but it's like,
Yeah.
okay. Because Feglis is gone. Quite like Feglis, and then yeah, just
Alice, when you return to your room, everything's completely disheveled, things everywhere, exactly how you left it without the people. With the exception of a high elf. Just
is it a high elf or a high elf?
sitting on your bed.
Is it liking? Yeah. Are you hear about the glaive
Good
or
morning, sir.
about last night?
Oh no, last night's. Wrong with a little bit of merriment?
Were you here? I can't remember. It was a bit of a blur. Right.
I had nothing.
It's up.
No.
So, each to their own. Sort of, what are you here for? Just as finding things and
How have you been going with your meditations?
I mean, I had to take my mind off them for a bit, but I attempted a little bit. It's a unique experience for me.
While you're focusing, when next time you have a chance, allow the glaive to try to speak to you.
I've tried to let it, but I don't know if it's got performance anxiety or if I am still unwilling to. I will take your advice on board.
A weapon such as this should tend to have a humanoid's a command word.
Putting things on.
It would know what its word is. You just need to open yourself up enough to hear it.
You believe that the glaive is willing to share this with me?
With enough focus, meditation. Yeah.
Right.
It's not a threat to you. It's part of who you are.
I do wonder if my fear of my father getting out is potentially a barrier.
Very
Right.
much so, but maybe try to bring forth the other spirit.
I never knew any of my former father. I will try and listen to them.
Not all of them were bad. All of them did make their fate early.
I'm sure they did. I don't wish to follow that road. I wish for many things for our family.
Then you won't.
Oh, I died trying at least, so
If you already have an awareness of how you don't want to follow those footsteps, then you should know the path that you're going to follow. Don't let the darkness overcome you.
I'll try. Can't make any promises. I mean, you've got to keep up appearances.
Oh yes, there's nothing wrong with letting your companion see a different side of you.
I just can't trust everybody with this. Sort of narrows the eyes a little bit at him.
I'm offended for kid.
Many people either.
There's a lot riding on this. But I appreciate your advice, and I would also greatly mind if you would keep this quiet.
There's only a small handful who would know about this. Yourself, me, Molly. Of course, she brought it to my attention.
Yes. But please, the safety of my brother and sister, and mother. Riding on it.
Your family's safe. There is no need for them to be endangered by my knowledge. They will stay with me.
I'll hold you to that. Right.
Now, prepare yourself. You may or may not see me again. So, take care. Look after your companions. Your strength may be needed more than you realise.
So it looks the glaive kind of in the corner. And I don't remember using it last time.
Is that also sticky?
I've got gauntlets at this point.
It's a family affair now.
Very well. Again, thank you, and take care.
Travel well.
You too.
Turns, walks out the door, leaving the door open.
And looks out the door.
Cool.
Right, well.
So,
Wait, am I meant to be wearing this armor now, or when are we disguising ourselves?
Well, we have several days worth of travel via the airship, so I mean you can wear it now if you would like to.
Wear what makes you comfortable.
Well, I was comfortable before, but then I got told to put pants on.
That was for our comfort, not yours.
Touche.
not long after one of the servants you've seen earlier, one said, excuse me, everybody ready to go downstairs to meet with your captain?
Yes. Otto leaps up. Yes, yes.
Oh, we have those tools downstairs for you as well, so.
Oh, fantastic.
Was there anything else that anyone needed before you leave?
So,
Oh, I'm prepared as long as we have everything. Yes.
I believe everything that was on the list you've now got.
I believe so.
Excellent. We shall make tracks.
Yes, right. Lead the way.
So out the door and starts heading down wide corridors, eventually through another door to smaller corridors, to eventually a spiral staircase going down and down and down and down and getting.
Isn't the airship above ground?
The airship's just out of the city, sir, but the crew is downstairs in the dungeons.
Ah, oh, right. Yes.
For safety, remember, sir. We
Yes,
keep them.
yes. Glad
It's,
as a kid.
it's now only like all the white marble's gone. These are rugged stone floors now. Sconces sort of like every curve through, torchlight. Eventually get to the bottom. Large metal grille covering what would be about 4 doors wide and a single door and 7 iron doors. Fiddles around with some locks, undoes massive lock on the front. You go through those set of doors, and on the other side are 2 more guards with another set of doors there. Guards, full plate armour, standing, warhammers under their hands. They look you up and down. You're here for the prisoners?
Our crew.
Yes.
Very well. Locks opened. As soon as the door starts to swing, sort of creaking, you hear screaming from the other side. I thought it was going, they can touch us! Don't let them touch us! Don't let them touch us! Just ignore that.
Is that our crew?
No. Screaming continues in similar veins. They can get on your skin! They can go on your skin!
Sounds like my room last night.
And a madhouse.
Yes, it was. He's not down here because he's being kept prisoner. I think he's a prisoner in his own head at the moment. She leads you down. About halfway down a reasonably long corridor, about 50, 75 feet long. Doors on both sides, but second door on the left, you hear this screaming voice from in there. As you look through the grill, sort of peephole, you just see this person, humanoid, possibly half elf, sort of just rocking backwards and forwards, their arms shackled across them, almost like a straitjacket, screaming this and then incoherent words. Yeah, poor bastard. Going back, but I reckon he's lost his mind. Look at him.
What is he worried about touching him?
No idea. We don't know whether they're talking about the mice or he was like that when he got here.
Right.
Poor bugger. He was a nice fella too. So you're heading where he was then?
I'm guessing that's a scout.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, We are.
Well, hopefully have better luck than he did.
Well, we can only try, I suppose, and yes.
Anyway, end of the corridor, right hand side, opens up, open the doors, inside the fork row. Oh, comfortable. Still see there's chairs, there's a table set up. You can see they're not really being held as prisoners. This is no different basically to the room you're in upstairs. Same sort of food, drinks, everything sitting there. They've clearly just been waiting there for days.
Captain Dave! Pleasure! Sorry about the wait.
Yes, Dave. I believe you're ready to go then. I assume if you're meeting us here, that you finish your preparations.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Well-
No, we just came down for a visit. No, okay.
If our captors will allow us, maybe we should head out.
Strong words from everybody today. Prisoners, Captain.
You're not heading out through the doors. Another room's been arranged for you.
Ooh.
With the, those upstairs. Thought it might be wiser, but you're not necessarily seen walking through the town with, dragon cultists. Seem always half spit at saying those words.
Given the heritage of the city, that's probably wise.
Anyway, if you're all... I don't know whether you need to have a conversation or anything before you leave, or...
Nope. Not I.
Dave, are you well fed? Everyone's well fed?
Yes,
Well watered? You're very excellent. Splendid. Let's hit the road. Or the circle. Airship. Light.
Circle. So, walks up, 2 doors up, where you work, open up, and centre floor is, as you would recognise as Magic Circle.
As like
Teleportation circle.
Yep.
That's different to a magic circle.
Yeah, sorry, teleportation.
Not that kids seen a magic circle, I think.
It is a circle and it is magic. They are all magic circles.
they have different
Um,
features.
Molly said that you'd know how to trigger this one.
Yes. Where are we going?
To the ship, I believe.
Right.
It's already drawn, you just need to turn it on. My understanding.
No,
Out
yeah.
of character.
Yes.
I'm just standing in the middle of the circle. Just sort
No,
of
wait,
waiting.
so you need to know the destination.
I think she said it's already logged in.
Right.
Just give it a tap.
I've been practicing my lockpicking as we're walking too.
Give me a minute.
You are quite confused by this, because normally...
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Spend a while looking over.
Seems exactly how it should be.
My wine's nearly empty.
Like, I mean, we don't want to go to Blood or
You're in the club.
No, I mean like
Silvery Moon.
well, Silvery Moon. We don't want to go to Everlud because we're in Everlud. If we go to Everlud,
You just go upstairs.
so I'm not sure. Well, maybe that's what we want to do.
Just elevated.
All I got told was you'd know how to turn it on and it will take you where you need to go.
Let's ask it politely.
I think it's verbal intimate.
Right.
Well, what are all these things around the outside? Are they like instructions or something?
Well,
I can't read it. So.
I shall attempt to turn it on and cast the teleportation circle literally to Everlud.
As soon as you start casting the spell, it lights up, starts to glow
Yep.
on the floor. You start feeling a little bit... Just standing right in the middle of it. And as you finish the spell, it disappears.
Well, seems to work. Everybody aboard.
Head in.
You're just gone.
Where meanwhile I'm back in the clockwork world.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to stand in it when it's cast.
I didn't know that.
Shah looks up and sees Athesto.
Oh gosh.
Well, shit.
As you all walk in, basically, it's almost, going through an end portal. Nether portal, everything's... Then you come out the other side, and you're... In front of you is the ship. The first thing you notice, though, as soon as you step forward, is instantly the cold hits you. You've been in a reasonably climate-controlled area for the last few days. But it's now definitely... It's cold. It's getting cold outside. Winter is definitely coming. You're still a fair way south, relatively speaking. You're in the north, but not as far north as where you're going.
You know nothing.
The balloon is folded on the deck. That's all you can see because you're standing in front of the ship.
Turn to our. Assume our little guide is with us still.
No.
It's just us.
Just you guys in the crew.
Fair enough. Dave, see the preparations and make sure the ship is ready for sail.
Its shape, sir. Right, lads, get to work. Now the other crew run up to the ship, up the sides.
Well, this is just a nautical terms.
And with that, you see the balloon starts being unfolded. The fire in the centre of the ship starts getting pumped up. You can see coal will start sparking out from the top. The crew have to basically use a metal sort of winch system to pull the balloon up over the top, which starts to inflate. Slowly. It takes probably about half an hour to start filling up completely.
Yeah, I will have gone over.
Say that.
Yeah, I will.
Maybe
have gone,
longer.
Yeah, I will have gone over to help with the winch to get the balloon.
Yeah.
Up and over the top.
Yeah. You're probably right.
Aid
You're
a bit. Aid in a bit of strength. It's about all I can do at that point. So.
What are the rest of you doing?
Otto's looking around for those tools that were mentioned.
As you climb up onto the ship, you find downstairs where, half the ship is ripped apart. The running
How are you
repairs.
gonna let that go?
The running repairs now
Generally, how do you-
relatively permanent. It's far more structurally sound than what it was last time you saw the ship. The ballista out the front is no longer there, however. Your weapons were not replaced.
It was no longer there a long time ago, to be honest.
But the ship looks relatively in the shape of a ship now. But yes, your smith tools downstairs, where the hold was, before it was ripped in half before, is now filled with wine, food, enough provisions there for about 2 weeks.
I believe the wine
So
was
they're assuming
specified
they're coming
at least double that.
Yeah, in one of the other areas is just wine.
And then replace all the food with just one.
There's two sleeping quarters downstairs. There's a total of 10 beds, basically 5 in each. There's enough for you and the crew to basically take rostered turns through. In one of the areas, though, you do find your smithing tools. There's a small anvil. So big. Heavy as all hell. And various hammers and tools and so on. Your uniform is folded and looking very neat, shiny. Shiny is black. Red with apple or something, remember? Yeah.
Great work, Gustav.
But everything that you needed is there. Ready. Prepped. Just waiting now for the balloon to fill.
I'll go to my usual spot, which was just near the stairs. I'll go up to the half castle, was it?
Yeah.
And set up where I was set up previously.
The main stairs at the stern. Yep.
Yeah, there was a little windbreak where the stairs met the cabin at the back or something.
Yeah.
From memory.
You'll remember the layout of the ship?
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of.
remember enough.
I think it's down to the bow and actually sits railing like dangling its feet over the edge.
Yeah, so after an hour or so, the balloon's filled. You're still tied down to the ground. Dave. And so, are you all ready? We're ready to depart whenever you give the order.
Depart.
Cut the ropes! You see each of the crew run over, pulling scimitars, basically. You notice they're all kitted out again. But scimitars can slash off the side of the boat. And with that, you start to rise up to them. A bit of a shake as soon as you hit above the tree line as the wind sort of catches you. Destination, sir?
Give them a map. Or play out the map and show them the path.
The Iron Slag.
Yeah.
What was it called?
But it's not a direct route because we've got to go around that mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look up. Do you want to look up what it's called?
I've got it in front of me somewhere.
Yeah.
We will have picked out a nice clearing to put the ship down, probably a couple of kilometres away from the base of the Iron
So
Flag.
out, down and around the Citadel Fell Bar, the Hawk's Nest, going around those mountains.
Yep.
So either south, following the road to the south, the new fort in Dead Snow, or following the forest north over the Dura woods. I just say that going south is probably easier, but I'm not an aerial navigator.
Well,
You are but a humble entertainer.
I am but a humble entertainer that somehow is saving the world.
Isn't that how it always works out?
So yes, leaving where you are, the easiest route will be to head around the Nether Mountains, south of Citadel Fellbar. So almost following the road
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
up
Yeah.
that way.
And then you'd probably start heading north around Dead Snow.
So
Lewis,
where do
we
we
are.
where do you intend to put down? Or maybe we wait till we get closer to find it.
I mean, we ideally want to be a few kilometres away from the actual Iron Slag, as our plan involves us being captured nearby.
You want to be well out of scouting range, and
I believe when we get closer, we will hopefully find a clearing that is suitable.
it's hard because the map doesn't zoom in well enough to go here.
We can't just.
But it would be like, you know, there'd be estimated patrols this far out from the Iron Slag, so it's an extra blah 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 outside of that radius.
Perhaps when we get closer, we can find a more suitable
And
spot.
being so high, they're going to have quite a good eye view, so we're going to have to be further away. Blah blah blah.
And well out of the way of the Wyvern.
You know, it's treacherous territory up there. You realise how cold it is. You still feel on board.
We would have been shown
Yeah.
where, because they raid caravans and stuff. We would have. But do we get told whereabouts that usually happens?
Where the raids are.
Yeah.
Mainly across the north. Merchants heading down. So from where the Iron Slag is, more around through their mountain range, and anything heading south across to the top half of the Silver Marshes.
Because they're sort of they were targeting like the roads and things like that. where
Yeah,
they could
I
easily-
just don't know if
Yeah.
there's more roads on your map than there are on my
No,
map.
so they're the main roads,
Yeah.
but it's more across through here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would have been.
because then they can they're taking people and bringing them back real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I reckon if we stop somewhere here and we actually make our path like to come up here, skirt across the
Or
mountains, and
even further back.
yeah,
Because like you said, we want to have that, you know, and even if we do have to travel that extra, I say if you could like that little bit longer by cars
yeah,
or travel, it makes it look like we've actually taken a road journey,
Yeah.
as opposed to
Yeah.
know, being just dropped into. So, and then hopefully we also don't risk being seen.
That road is approximately 90 miles from the ice taker.
Yeah, but if that's how far out they're going raiding.
Probably they're not heading that far south because between Citadel, Adabar, and Felba, there would be patrols from both of those. So they're keeping relatively to the north of that.
So they don't want to run into.
Yeah, but
patrols
it's
on
starting.
the
The idea would be to drop us off down here, so then we can cut up here on cart. So there's no chance of the airship being seen by raids and then cutting across like we're travelling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we have a cut?
That was what we asked for. We asked, did it?
Look downstairs. It isn't on my list, but if you did ask for a cart.
Yeah, because that was
That was the whole thing.
that was part of the merchant.
Yeah, you are correct. Yeah.
Disguise.
Yep, you are correct, and there would be 2 horses, 2 draft horses downstairs, and a cart in pieces.
Called Drafty and Airy.
IKEA card.
Okay.
It's a cart you must build yourself.
Good thing you've got the tools.
Right.
Put the card to get the tools.
You need woodworking tools for that.
Hammer's a hammer.
Spade.
My hammer. Literally all figuratively.
With that, the airship takes off from the ground and starts swinging a wide arc around to the south and then the east, avoiding the main townships. Now, there's about 5 days that you'll be on the airship, and we discuss offline about some downtime activities.
I don't think that's it.
We'll add like this. So basically, during this 5 days, you've got time to do some training, to practice some tools, to sort of skill up a little bit. Kit, you were working with your thieves' tools, lockpicks. With that, after what we're going to do is I'm just going to segue straight through these 5 days.
Yep.
It's easier. So over the 5 days, sort of practicing and sort of pushing your boundaries of it. Eventually, blindfolding yourself to do it.
Doing it behind my back.
At night, outside in the blasting cold air.
Putting the manacles on.
Yep. From
Thanks.
you've
This
definitely
man.
worked out the fundamentals and a few extra little tricks you picked up along
As
the
long
way.
as the lock is identical to this one. That's
It's
piece
enough,
of cake.
enough mechanically. I'm going to say half proficiency on thieves' tools from that. Otto, with your smithing, you talked about as a way of honouring Moradin, using the fire pit in the centre of the ship, and your smithing tools to continue to reforge your dagger. With that, you've learned, again, similar, a few new skills, different ways of actually heating the metal, applying pressure and twists to it. Your dagger now actually looks pretty good, like better than anything you had before. It's still,
It was a silver dagger that I reduced to a child's crafting
yeah,
equivalent.
it's no longer silvered, but it is a dagger.
It's smaller every time you read.
It actually looks like a dagger now.
But the handle and the hilt piece, it's now you've managed to like, emboss into that and get some nice curls and so on going on. As part of that, really, the dice says,
You go.
Cut myself badly. Lose a finger. The one with the ring on.
Infection sets in.
as part of your, in a way, meditation and prayers to Moradin through the creation of doing this stuff.
Not sure what it would be praying.
No,
to
it's
say.
but from what you sort of picked up from the blacksmith, that their worship prayers is through their crafting.
Oh yeah.
In a way. So through that, you feel enlightened, I guess, for want of a better word. Enough that when you arrive for the next D4 days, which unfortunately is one, you have inspiration. because basically it's Moradin's blessing for you for that. Thisty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Your training.
Yep.
With Valis?
Yeah.
Yeah, if Alice is wanting to train as well, then it's better to
Own the skills.
do it that way. But yeah, I'd also be training on my own.
Yeah.
And I also would be doing a little bit of prayer work as well on the side. So doing like sharpening the sword, like going over it with whetstone every now and again. But also not doing such a blessing, but a thing to Bahamut and to my and doing it over the silver dragon scale that I've got around my neck.
Awesome.
And sort of doing like a small sort of blessing over some water, which I then am running over the blade to clean it and do all that sort of stuff. Sort of asking for their aid and protection and that sort of stuff. Doing my own little ritual things over the course of those couple of days. So whenever I've finished the training for the day, that will be my thing at the end of the day to do that.
Through your training, you're definitely becoming more familiar with the balance and the weight. I mean, as you said, it is your sword, but it has, I'm discussing, it's been recrafted.
Yeah.
Right. You're still uncertain about the tassels, what that means, and why they disappear as soon as you draw your sword. You know that's the first one unlocking, how that works, but you still don't know about the others yet. But you do feel towards your last day on the ship, you finish sparring with Valis. And you're going through your ritual, sharpen the blade, clean it, oil it.
Yeah.
And as you're going through, so just holding your scale in your hand, you, for a second, almost hear a voice. You're almost certain it's her voice. You can hear it. It's the wind. It has to be the wind. But it's just enough to give you, to begin with that sense of, shock and adrenaline hit, but then just peace.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is right. Whatever's happening here is right. What you're doing.
Yeah.
With Alice.
He's
Glaive.
Lady McGlade face.
So, spend the days practicing. The weight of it is exactly how it's always been for you. It's almost like it's just an arm, an appendage to you. It's part of your body, the glaive. It's like natural, the way it moves for you. Only a few things you notice is when you're swinging, especially when you catch through the wind, you can see these black tendrils of smoke. Sort of just coming off the end of the glade, but probably only about, it's not that long as it sweeps through and then just dissipates very quickly. A few times throughout your training, you've got a hit in to Athesto, and got just enough to slash, minimal damage, but enough to cause blood.
No, I aim to kill this way, just straight up.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
So it's dead.
Roll death saves.
But you do notice this
That's mine.
sort of, you swing through and cut, and it's like, oh, but you look back at your blade, and just for a second you can see the blood on the blade before it just, absorbs straight back into the blade again.
Wait, are you adopting me into your family now?
It tasted you now.
Grandfather?
You'd be worried if you were part of Alice's family. Anyway, and then the other thing was just studying over the map and trying to ascertain what might be some of the functions through these buildings. Planning sort of, I say, memorizing. It all to keeping it to memory, but also the village at the top there, and trying to figure out ways of if we needed to.
I feel like you and I would be doing that during our training. Yeah.
And most of what you can ascertain from this is the main elevator shaft going down, with sub branches off that. From the knowledge you've picked up from your meetings and looking at this, there are various branches that have been used for mining. Some are abandoned, some aren't. And you can see some are linked through. What's unknown is how many of those are still active, how many aren't. But there's clearly a lot of hiding
there might be
places.
some that are there might be some that aren't sketched.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think Athesto and I would just be sort of also not devising, but sort of keeping it to memory, so we have, I imagine, an idea between us both if for some reason it's split up.
Yep.
Yeah.
But also to keep it in mind if we need to, we could funnel enemies that way or bottleneck them, or if we could set up traps and things like that as well. So
Roll me a wisdom save.
come on. That.
Can I say, does he get advantage at this because I'm there with him? Or...
That's all right, Ma. I've got it. 21.
Cool. You do that another 4 times. This is one of the aggregate.
26. Dirty 20.
I hate that.
And that's 16.
Cool. Yep.
Is it 4?
Yeah, that's enough. Throughout the trip each night, you have strange dreams. Like each night when you wake, you feel refreshed. That's mostly what I was getting you off for. You don't feel exhausted or anything like that, but you feel like you've been active the entire night. You've dreamt of battles, of fights, of old, broken down castles. And the armours and the weapons that you've seen in these fights aren't familiar to you. A few you recognise as like old antiques that used to hang in the castle halls, but you never would have seen them actually used. But the only thing that holds that last roll is on your last day. Your last sleep is the whole way through the dream there was a voice talking to you. But it wasn't a voice you recognise. And you don't remember the words or what was said, you just know there's this voice just calmly talking to you. All right.
I'm just finishing off what I'm doing, and I'm going to.
Excellent.
There is a conversation that I'd have at some point with everybody too.
Yep.
So I don't know if you want to do that after Callum's. Let's see when it happens. Let's see when I remember.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, Death Barracks.
Yeah, it was back to yeah, the same as Tempest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar for you. You sort of shied away from training with Athesto and Valis to begin with. You've spent more time basically downstairs in your room, sort of practicing with your Warhammer, until about the 3rd day you've really started to feel the weight that you can swing and feel quite comfortable with it, but you need some space around you.
Yeah.
So as you head up on the deck and see these two sparring, you start going through your practice motions as well.
trying to do it as much with one hand as I can because I know that I need a free hand to cast spells if I need to. So probably I feel a little more unwieldy.
Yeah, I was about to say you didn't take it.
That's what I'm doing next level. At level 4.
Yeah.
Level 12 at the moment.
Or 11.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, so I think so.
Oh,
Maybe for all
22 decks.
maybe for all of you.
20 wisdom.
You don't. You got one level.
I was like, I still want to just max out strength because now I'm hitting shit too. So.
But yeah, after
22.
by the last couple of days, you feel confident enough to actually start sparring with these guys. Cautiously. You're quite aware that you're not as quick as what they are with their weapons.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just the time it takes you to swing for the attacks, but more you don't have that martial train the same as what these guys do, reflecting the amount of your attacks.
Yeah. But my one attack hits really hard. Like 3d8 damage.
So yeah, that's where you start to get you feeling confident, starting to get there a little bit more. Kit.
So probably be like second or third day. So as well as lock picking stuff, I'll be sitting meditating, watching as people spar and stuff. At some point when everyone's up on the deck, work. Get up probably for the first time since we got on the airship. Apart from relieving myself over the edge of the airship. Imagine that's where we poo.
Makes sense.
There's a hole in the bottom of the ship. Just don't fall in.
It's a long drop. I just had a thought about the plan that you know how me and Esvele are with other servants to the two of you for our faux merchantness. Just raising a potential issue if the Yak folk have had dealings with the slave trades to the east, they're going to recognise me as an eastern slave, in which case I'm not a servant, I am a slave, and act accordingly.
Otto looks even more uncomfortable than their initial conversation.
I understand that you mean this out of maintaining our cover, and that does make it's a very smart point you raise. But if they were to recognise you, if you don't mind my asking, when did you get out of your slavery?
This means I'm still a slave.
He didn't get out of
Point
his
to the
slavery.
clipped ear.
Never noticed that on them before. I mean, slaves, and then slaves.
It's a
He or she?
mark from Shao, the continent to the east. So if they've had dealings with them, yes, they may recognise that I'm marked as a slave, in which case
It is
you need to act accordingly.
quite common.
If you're uncomfortable with it, Otto, I'm sure I can.
Should I know where to begin?
Well, in that case,
It's a pretty small window that you're going to have to worry about it.
How will we know they know?
My other question is, will they care if they see it and do indeed recognise it? Aren't they just going to think you are a slave?
It's more that if you're treating me unlike a slave, I can't be carrying weapons. We we've got the fake weapons, or the dummy weapons to take. I won't carry anything just in case they recognise me as a slave. Because if they see a slave carrying a weapon, they're going to think I'm a runaway slave and probably just kill me and or us instead of taking us captive.
Do we run the risk of perhaps hiding a weapon for you in the cart
Don't
somewhere?
need one.
I was about to say those
course,
bits of
but-
yours are deadly.
But in terms of the cover and the disguise, just be aware. I mean, it's not like they're going to be like, "Who are you and what are these people's relationship to you?" It's just don't treat me like I'm in charge. Don't treat me like I get to have a decision or a say. Just tell me what I need to do.
Odds are, if they do recognize Kit as a slave, you'll know. They will bring it up. They are slavers after all. They will most likely assume that you are...
It may not happen. I just didn't want
In
it
the
to
same
happen
business.
and trip everybody up and to blow the cover.
Yes.
Well, suffice to say, we're not. Anything that we do is in terms of succeeding for the mission. That it's no one's taking it out. I say taking it out. But yes, exactly what you mean, Kit. We'll play the guys to make sure that we sell the loot.
I trust all of you. Like, let's just get it done.
It's what we need to do, and you are okay.
That's what we need to do. I then go back to my spot.
Yeah.
Otto goes back to his knife and probably hits it rather too hard quite a few times.
So after 5 days, you're starting to get near.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're starting to get near to where that end road is, the top road.
The area that we specified.
So I think that's
That's a good break.
I think it's possibly good. I'm just looking at the time.
Yeah.
It's quite nice for me. Let's have a 10-minute break.
Yeah, 10-minute break.
We'll come
We'll be
back.
back in 10 minutes.
Yep,
folks.
chat will be back in about 10 minutes.
Don't
if there's
go anywhere.
Well, no, don't go anywhere. But if there's anyone
I mean,
actually...
go get a drink, go to the toilet, grab something to eat, but come back, I think, is the real message.
Take
Which
the device with you while you're doing it. Yeah.
But if there's anyone following along to the story that's happening at the moment as well, I'd love to see something in chat. Like, if you're keen, just do you think we're going to succeed here, or do you think our plan's going to get completely blown out of the water as soon as we get going? I'm interested. I'm interested to see what anyone who is actually listening along might think about our potential plans and where we're sort of heading.
Or is everything I've prepped utterly irrelevant?
Yeah.
Option 3 then, yeah.
How long will it take for everything just to go out the fucking window?
Yeah. But we'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. So hang around, have a chat in chat. That's a great sentence.
Smooth.
About what you think might transpire in the next little while, and we'll be right back.
Give me some ideas. Cool. We're live.
Right.
Yeah. Hi there.
Go.
Welcome back.
Sorry, I just need to bring the sound down a little bit so
I
we
was
can
waiting
actually talk
for-
over it.
And the Athesto thumb. Or a mad fagathon.
It's alright, everyone refers to me as Mad Vag because of God. So,
Well,
Oh, no.
and now you've made the mistake of saying it on stream.
no, it's
It's already
been-
happened before.
It's
Oh,
already,
really?
it's already
Okay.
been said on stream. Like, it was because we, sorry, bit of a tangent there, but, it was because when we were raiding another streamer, she pronounced my name Mad,
Vagabond.
Vagabond.
Oh,
And so ever since then,
Oh.
it's been this running joke that I am Mad Vag, and that's the nickname that people have
You
given
have
me.
to change your shirt.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway. Do we have any suggestions in the chat of how I should kill you? I mean, what should I do with you now?
Boil them alive in acid.
Yes?
I'm boiling alive. We're going to a
Why do we need to go for the
redundant.
boiling? Isn't the acid enough?
No, because it's more extreme.
What
I'm sure.
happens if you boil acid?
I'll make a note of that.
Bubbles.
It
It boils.
roads.
But do you, but does it
gets
turn
up
into
your
like a
nose.
noxious gas, and then like does that get in like it will kill everybody around
You
it?
want to know? Yes, literally, yes.
A corrosive
It releases
steam.
chlorine gas.
Chlorine gas. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like Bender.
I don't know.
Hydrochloric acid.
I learned
Yeah,
something
a
new.
chlorine-based acid will, but maybe if there's no chlorine in the acid.
So,
It's hot out, Brent. It's fine.
you're now getting to the 5th day. The winds and the snow has increased dramatically the further north you've travelled.
I probably haven't opened my eyes for all of the 5th day.
Um,
I'm still doing my lot picking and stuff.
that being
but-
said, you may have, because by this stage, where you normally sit, would start seeing icicles have formed along the railings of the ship. The balloon above you can see icicles starting to form off the outside of it. The wind by this stage is starting to batter the ship, and you're getting a decent swing. Could you all please make me a con save?
Even me?
Yeah.
The ring's not working.
You know? You're muggy.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
$17.
Get a better dice, but yeah.
So frustrating.
Get a readable dice.
I'll use the other one then.
14.
14.
Yes.
23.
Also 23.
Right up the faster.
15. Cool.
Work.
Maybe.
You three. After a few hours, you've woken up to the ship just rocking backwards and forwards. You're not at the point where you're going to start vomiting, but sea sickness or motion sickness is definitely something that's starting to just kick in a little bit.
I have advantage of this for these artists.
Yeah.
After a day, but you're starting to just a little bit. You wish you were on something a little bit more stable than what you're on now.
I'd like to stop.
I'm feeling
Can I cast lesser restoration on myself at any point? Fix that lesser restoration to fix that problem at any point.
You're not at the point of being sick,
Okay.
but you're definitely at the. You've taken multivitamins on an empty stomach. Yeah, it's that sort of.
Yeah, I like this.
Never had a problem.
Yeah, you're not ralphing, but you don't feel right.
It's that cup of tea on an empty stomach.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm not. That hurts.
Yeah.
nah, black tea first thing in the morning's fine.
Almost anything on it. It's the empty stomach for me.
It's actually a 27. I realise I haven't been adding my aura of protection on
Oh,
the
did we get your aura as well?
Yeah.
Are you within 10 feet of me?
I don't know.
Are we sparring?
Are we?
No, it's
Yeah,
in the morning.
yeah, it's in the Um,
I mean, I haven't moved this journey.
Totally
more
Whether whether or not you're within 10 feet of me.
by this stage, Dave,
Dive.
it's over to you. Some icicles are starting to form off his beard as well. We're not going to go much further north from here.
We plan to set down anyway, don't we?
Well, what's your plan from here?
We can't go any further north. Let's set down.
It's a day, maybe half a day's travel by ship, but I wouldn't trust to take it any further, but from here,
Take us down.
2 days on foot.
Does that fit with our schedule? Oh, it's not fit you because you my map.
Well, can't take the airship any closer than it has to.
We'll have to make it work.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's right. Dave knows his ship.
Right, lads, start cutting the heat. You see, slowly, the ship starts slowly.
Panic! It
It
was this one time.
Tear the ship apart.
This
I mean,
one
we'd get it
time.
back faster if we did that.
We would.
Throw everything overboard!
It is slower than last time, but this time is definitely slow. Descents, spiral,
Yeah.
descents down.
If
During
it was the
the ground.
ballista, we could rip off the airship.
Look, you tear apart your transport one time.
I'm gonna head back down into my room,
Mhm.
tying the hair back into like a samurai knot.
Top knot!
Yeah, top knot.
Yep. It's quite
My
familiar.
wicker hat.
Yep.
Will go on. I'm just basically getting myself prepped. Yep.
Yep.
Nicely tied on.
Mhm.
I'm also going to do one last quick prayer.
Yep.
Specifically over the sword, so having it set up and dribbling the water.
Yep.
All that sort of stuff. I'm getting myself ready first, so then as we descend, hopefully the ship stables me before doing it. But basically, getting myself that last moment of before going into potential battle.
Yep.
And calming my mind.
And yeah, it is blasting cold. So clearly, if you have warm weather gear, I think most of you do.
I think we all bought with the
But
gear
I was
last time we
talking
went.
about I feel toasty.
Yeah,
Um,
you feel clammy.
I also
Uncomfortably clammy.
It's a little too warm.
I also
It's gonna be late.
Sitting there in a
I
t-shirt.
remove all of my accoutrements
Mhm.
and am just wearing the weather travelling clothes.
So you don't have your belt, you don't have
Don't have
anything at
anything.
all? No, cool. What are the rest of you guys preparing? As the ship's now basically coming into land.
I'm
Are we bringing
like
explorers packs and everything?
interesting things
Yeah, no, my pack is an
of the
explorer.
magical variety
Yep.
into
Mine's
my
set of use.
bag of holding.
Maybe you have 2 bags.
I'm putting on
I've got the
my,
other one.
My
I've got the other
piece,
one.
but no, I didn't. Yeah.
putting on my fine tailored military.
Nice.
We're putting on like robes, storing my armor where it needs to go, which I think is in the bag of clothing that
Mhm.
Athesto has.
Which actually, I will retcon. It's a handy haversack. Actually, I might have done that before.
Oh, yeah.
So it's actually
I think
enough
you-
to fit your gear
Yeah.
into.
I think you actually did say it was a handicap sack.
Yeah, originally.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a bit full dwarven plate in that bitch. It's gonna need to be big. So.
Yeah.
I mean, things can still go in the bag of holding.
Yeah, but it's like
Because he's taking both.
that much
Yeah.
Yeah.
at a time. Full plate dwarven is like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
one.
Just cut it up.
Oh,
That's what's been
well.
told.
You got Mendy.
Actually,
Actually, do I?
retcon again. It's actually a bag of devouring.
Probably don't have many minutes.
So I think one of you has it because
I don't have many minutes.
yeah, someone used it on my sword when it broke.
Yeah.
Yes, probably.
How long does it take to put boots on? Out of curiosity.
Actual boots.
Yeah.
Depends whether they need to lace up as much as mine do.
So how long would it take? How long would it take to put on boots of speed? Is it an action, Don?
Yes.
Honestly, not
Cool.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Like the laces
Because
will
when-
be undone.
There is object interaction. You
Yeah,
spend it, you
yeah.
get both your hands to.
I'm assuming it would include kicking off my old boots as well.
Yeah, that's your free object interaction. It's
Yeah.
taking them.
Yeah, cool. Just checking. Because I won't be wearing it.
Yes. Actually, I should ask: would it be? Is it wise for us to maybe store our weapons in the cart instead of bag if we don't have enough space? How much space? Oh,
Anything that goes in the cart is going to be taken by the.
but very true. Then with that, should hand a hammer over.
Yeah, I give you a quiver, so bag, and a pair of boots. And everything I own is in those.
You quiver all everything.
Yeah, the quiver. The quiver.
Oh wait, can we actually put the quiver before we do this? Can we put the quiver in there?
You don't need to. You could put it on your
I
belt.
can put it on there, yeah. But what I'm saying is, we don't put the quiver in there, do we? Because
Literally designed, and I don't think that counts.
does it not?
No, I think it actually specifies it's bag of holding and haversacks. The quiver doesn't count, but you'd strap the quiver to the outside of it, or
Yeah.
put it on your
Oh, are you worried about like extra? Yeah, the
Cre-
quality.
Yeah, creating
In
a
terms
black hole.
in terms of shit hitting the fan, get stuff to everybody else before worrying about my stuff.
Got it.
Otto hands you this bag of holding. He's like, best you don't put that in the bag.
Okay.
Just in case I'm worried you mistook me.
Okay.
Right.
No, you shouldn't.
Unequipped.
That being said, he would be the only one who would know.
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm just sitting there like nodding and yes, of course, of course.
And just he's walking away like. And just like you know.
And these kind of like ballots and stuffing like things in the bag.
I'm sorry, this is one of those things now. It's like I get told not to do something,
Yeah.
and now I really want to. Athesto has no idea what this does.
Because everyone's packing stuff in the bag, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Look, no problem. Put it in there. Just roll me 3d6. And another 3.
But why would you put a bag in another bag? That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, puts the glaive in.
Cleric robes.
He's using the glaive.
Quite or
So,
something.
like,
Mary
other
Poppins
things-
style. Yeah.
Yeah, you're using the glaive to like shove your armor in.
High exploring boots and everything. Make sure she doesn't sink completely in the snow.
Better take off.
And as
So-
that's exactly right, as the ship actually starts to
Is everyone
land,
taking it for like their rings and everything as well?
Well, yeah. Anything you don't want confiscated, essentially.
Sorry, just one quick question for you, Valis. Would it be more beneficial for you to keep the glaive? Like, yes, the Akfolk may take it, but I've seen you do it beforehand where it's just sort of appeared into your hand. I'm not sure if that will work from the bag to your hand, so would it not be more beneficial for you to just keep it on you if the Akfolk... Oh, wait.
Why don't you keep it on you?
Yes,
So then it's not in the
that'll
bag.
work too.
Then it's in the same plane of existence.
It'll play nice. I've been having mental conversations with it.
struggles in your hand.
No.
Enough of that.
No.
It's only for a moment.
It stops.
I when I start seeing it, like I concentrate, like and try and get that sort of state.
You feel a sense of loss as soon as it's out of your hand. But
Just be nearby. Right. And sorry, I'm just putting.
with that, the ship touches down, and as it does, it hits the snow and just skids and slides along, probably about 50 metres or so, till it finally comes to a stop with sort of swings across and around to the side, and as it stops, basically a sort of mound of snow almost up to the railings on one side. As you sort of disembark from the ship, the snow's, for you, probably around waist height. So everyone else about.
As an elf, do I like a last walk on the snow?
You're taking your boots off.
But I'm still a monk. I can still walk across surfaces.
Yeah, if you choose to.
Just
You
don't
can
stop.
do that.
Just don't stop.
Yeah.
So surprisingly less cold than I thought.
Yep, you feel fine.
Actually, get the picture of that.
You still got a
Jumps
little
off the
sweat.
ship first,
Yeah, is
lands
it-
on
is
top
it
of the
stinging
snow, and
coming
is
out?
like, "Hey, this is fine, everyone else jumps on and just...
Melts a little bit around you.
This is the big roll."
I'm going to get the horses off and get the cart bits off.
And with that, the crew comes down and starts helping to lead the horses out
I'll be carting the cart in parts. Another
Yeah.
great sentence.
Start moving the
Have
cart
you
out.
built one before, Athesto?
No. When I was... No, for my backstory stuff, I was too young when I was a farmer's son to have been trusted with... I may have seen my father build one, but I would never have built one myself.
You'd understand the fundamentals of how they work.
Yeah.
I would too.
Come with
Being on the road.
instructions.
So you,
I was part of travelling circus. I'm sure I would learn about carts.
aren't you?
Not land vehicles.
No.
These land vehicles. Autos.
Yes. So you would know how the cart actually should go together. Because you have proficiency with land vehicles, right?
Driven one.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's also assembly of
You
it.
don't know how to assemble it, but you know what bits go where.
Oh, I know what it should look
You
like.
know that the wheels should go on the axle and the axle should...
Yeah. Inside your head, you have the IKEA
Yeah.
instructions.
I know what it should look like when it's finished, not exactly how it should go together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the wheels obviously go on the outside. Valis is just like picking things up and just kind of chucking them over the deck into the...
But the crew helps, and eventually it takes about an hour or more to get everything sort of together enough and shackled through. The horses,
I imagine that there's one pin or something left over, and I was like, at least one.
there's an Allen key that doesn't fit anything. Yeah.
Love it.
No, it immediately just goes in a circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just being straight. Stick.
There's a hammer without a handle.
So once you've got cart set up, the horses reined in, set onto the cart,
We don't have any here.
without the crew, was get back, start heading onto the ship. Dave's. So, where do you want us to be from here?
Is there a point nearby that would be of safety for you that could be a potential rendezvous?
Well, there are locations we could find across the north here, but none of them safe.
I mean,
The likelihood of us coming out of the Iron Slag seems unslim.
there's only two ways I believe we're coming out. One is magically.
I didn't know you liked the other members of the same sex. Alright.
One is magically, and the other is, well, in pieces.
Well,
I don't think we'll be catching up again, Dave. At least not from here.
Well, it's thought that we'd be able to put down safely be around dead snows, but not the ideal location to stay for too long. So, your suggestion, do we?
Wait a week. If we don't show up, leave. Go back to Everlot. Let them know we didn't come back.
So where exactly do you want to meet?
you
7 days.
will they have enough supplies?
They've got 2 weeks worth of supplies.
I would suggest
to use some getting
5 days worth. So we've still got a week and a bit left.
Are we supposed to be loading the wine on the cart?
So it'll be 2 weeks minus 5,
Good.
which is 5. So
Sorry, in character.
4 days. Wait 4 days then, and 4 days leave.
9. 5 days.
Because I need
5 days
supplies to
travel.
get black as well.
2 days there, 2 days back. So 5, so that means it'd be 9 days. We're done with it.
Yes, I'm saying they wait 4 days. So they've got 5 days left of supplies, then they leave. So then they've got enough supplies to get back.
Yep. So where exactly to work?
I don't have the map. You've got the map.
you said that there was
That spot that he said.
yes, the
The most advantageous spot for them.
To lay low, but also for us to able to access, like get to them.
You also said that it was about 2 days worth of travel to where we're going.
2 days by foot.
Then I would say get to somewhere safe that you can hold up. But then on the 4th day, meet here.
Don't keep sending me no opportunity. It's 2 days there, 2 days back.
Mm.
Wait a week, because you have if we don't return, you'll have enough supplies to get back, because we won't be eating the supplies. And if we do come back, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Again, the likelihood of us returning is low.
Head for Dead Snows, just slightly to the south of here. It's a monastery town. Dwarves aren't necessarily friendly to anybody, but the AEST seems to accept travellers, so maybe that's the safest spot in this area. We can meet there. In 4 days we'll fly, swing around to the north to see if there's any sign of you, but if there's nothing else, we'll be back to our master.
Give us 6 days.
6 days.
So it's ever snow, did you say, Larry?
Dead Snows.
Dead snow.
Travel safe, Dave.
And for you, I hope you bring on a well lord.
Sorry, I just need to ask this. What is actually your name?
It's dead.
You're actually going to make me look up his name after all this time.
I'm sorry, but this is the last time we might actually get to see this man, and I would like to actually know his name.
Otto looked
I've said his
genuinely surprised. Like, what?
name is Dave. It's like
I haven't even bothered to keep a bookmark in this page because you guys just renamed it, so I didn't bother.
it's like we also have Julian, Sandra, and
Okay,
Quincy.
you're pointing at Sandra here. That is clearly a man.
And
Oh, and poor Frank with the burns.
Yes.
Wait, is he still with us?
No. He didn't
That's
make
why
it.
it's poor Frank. So he did not. No.
No.
I mean, at least you don't have to worry about the pain for burns. I mean, if he survived the fall from...
Where he's going?
Oh, that's true.
He's a cultist.
It's a separate spot in one of the
Brassic.
Pardon?
Brassic.
Brassic.
that's your surname.
No, sir.
Well, Brassic,
That's the name I was given.
thank you for all you have done in Surround.
We only did as we were commanded.
That's fine. Let's be off. We're burning time.
Ballas is just looking very like appalled.
It's done here.
Fire the balloon!
Assume we have offloaded.
Yep,
And
enough.
And a bit of food.
Wine, the supplies that you guys need, everything's the cart's loaded.
As we get further away,
But
we
the,
go up
the
to-
ship is now starting to take off.
I'm going to go up to Val's.
Good question. I forgot a minute. Ironstones, you know how they float above your head.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on putting them in pockets
Ooh.
or up anal cavities?
Well, it would be definitely an
Doesn't work
interesting
anymore.
start.
Happy
I
to
had a
start
reason
that
to
shooting
use to
line,
eat spell
stepping
focus
something,
also,
because
because
it
I
just
just have one
means like
case you got caught.
mine's just like, oh, I don't have to.
That's right. I remember that.
Technically, you're in contact. You have to throw it up to use it, or do you just?
Yeah.
Squeeze it with your
He
stomach?
swallows several over courses of days, so that every day one comes back out,
Oh.
and every
and
day he has another one.
freezes it, yeah.
So there's always one coming out within 24 hours. So if he ever gets caught, he's got to have a spell focus.
He's
Sure,
very-
you can't squeeze
very
it with your
regular.
tummy muscles and like have it work the same way.
I only say that as in because if I mean actually no, because we're gonna get captured. So
Very
I'll let
complicated.
I'll leave it on the ship. Don't worry. I will.
On the ship.
Sorry.
In
What?
the pack.
In the bag.
Yeah,
Ship.
yeah. So I'm just saying the mechanics of how they work is to be moving. So yeah.
Yeah, it'll be in the bag.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah.
what are you doing the same with yours?
Yeah, just
Yep.
gonna.
Yes.
Make a dex.
Just
DC 24 dexterity.
watch it go around and just
Then immediately
Wait.
fall over because you're dizzy.
The more
Believe-
impressed we did with chopsticks.
I believe it's a DC for 24 dexterity save.
It is actually.
As we're moving, seeing Valis still being a little bit disheartened at the name, I go to him.
I prefer Dave as well.
He will still be Dave if we survive.
So by this stage, the airship is now out of sight. You're now alone in the frozen north. You cannot see the ice lake from where you are. You know its direction almost directly north from where you are.
Yeah.
What you see in front of you is basically an area at the moment of windswept, ice-covered plains. Snow around knee deep, getting heavier. To the left, you can see a large forest in the distance, and to the north, you see the bottom of the hills heading up to these mountains that just continue above eye line. The clouds cut off from the tops of them. You know that's the direction that you need to head.
How are the horses going with pulling the cart?
They're struggling through. They're
Do we have like any degree of like blankets or anything, like something to warm, like a coat to put on the horses?
yeah, you'd have travelling.
I would assume
Sure,
Yeah,
they would
no,
have
no,
been
so would it provide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought that.
However, there's no clear discernible paths. I mean, they're everything covered in snow. It's quite difficult travel. Roll me survival.
Use the dice that I can see the numbers. That's what I say, Andy. Bob. 11.
You, a bit of kicking around, you're not able to find a path or anything that's really able to be followed. So you're just sort of following your nose to the north. Basically, you're walking directly into the wind as well. So you're starting to feel that almost like chill in your nose and your ears, your eyes. Almost feels like they're burning because the snow keeps hitting your eyes the whole time.
That's what I got the hat for. I just put my head down.
So what's your... How are you travelling? Are you all on the cart? Are you
I'm
walking?
leading the cart. Leading
You
the
are?
horses.
You can do me a survival as well. Now.
Walking as well. It's not really that arduous.
I'm staying close to Otto at all times, just for if we are
13.
Yeah.
if we are found, I will be within basically touch range of invisibility.
How about yourself on the cart? Or...
At all times, I'm like attached to it.
Someone would need to be driving.
But so you can sit in the driver's seat.
I'll be sitting in the car. I think
I'm playing the
in
game.
the car.
Yep.
Just uttering prayers occasionally. Sort of getting back in the habit of, oh God, I'm like no weapons or anything. I'm gonna just solely rely on magic again for a bit.
Just,
Mentally readjusting after spending a couple of weeks with his hand. Just like, oh, I spent all this time training with a hammer to go back to magic.
Mm.
That mindset going again.
Yeah.
So
I was getting in character. So.
During the travel. There is one problem with being invisible that you probably should know about.
Which is
No, when when you're invisible, your footsteps might not necessarily be in points to the trail in the snow.
I touch the cloak on my back, relieving any.
Right, just thought I'd mention.
I
Okay,
understand.
you just ran off afterwards because it's yes.
Haha, sucks to be you guys.
Yeah, just picture it's like, hey, weren't there? Little prince.
I'll be checking those occasionally as well, because I imagine that all the rations, well, there's like a handful of supplies and stuff we've got in the cart.
Yep.
I imagine that every now and then I'll just be making sure that everyone's like, does anyone need something to eat, something to drink?
Stranger, is that what this feeling is? I haven't felt it in a long time.
Yeah, you're ravenous.
Oh, it's like that time I wanted horse meat. Oh.
Oh,
Forgot about that. It smells just. Right. That time.
That was
Well-
the thing that happened.
we do. Never
That was
mind.
also in the snow, wasn't it?
Sort of like me eating a bit of like dried meat. Sort of. We did kill some griffins though.
It is. If anyone sees a griffin, I'll be the cart away from it.
So you continue to travel. It's now.
And use some rations they're
You-
putting on
You're finding it hard to ascertain whether there's any other noises or creatures around nearby. You're pretty certain you're not being followed and you haven't heard anything, but the wind is enough to almost be playing with your senses a little bit. You occasionally turn, you're thinking you're hearing a howling or something like that, but it is just the wind catching on rocks and so on. By towards the end of the day, you're starting to get to more rocky sort of outcroppings. It's starting. You can sense it's starting to get darker and darker. You can't see the sun, but it's obviously starting to set at this stage. There's ahead of you. You can see the beginnings of the mountains, various rocky outcrops and so on. Either side is just distant plains heading off, virtually becoming invisible now. Because the white of the storm, the white of the snow, the white of the clouds is basically just white out in every area. So you're becoming slightly disorientated. Could I get you order on your survival, please?
$15.
15.
18.
Nice. Who's leading the party? You're leading horses. Yeah.
It's not my
I was
job.
on the
it's not my
car.
job to.
Yeah, the two of us are on the car.
Otto's walking next to the horses.
And I'm next to Otto.
No, it's cool. It's about the three of you guys. That's a nice little average. You're starting to get that look to each other of
I'm not looking at anyone. I'm head down,
yeah.
trudging through, not speaking, not nothing.
You're starting to all three of you are starting to realise you're not entirely sure if you're still heading in the right direction.
Do we set up camp? Hesitates at that word. It's like,
Well, camp's not a silly idea if we want to draw attention to ourselves.
we could light a fire even. Maybe if the wind allows.
We suspect that we're lost. Is that what we are?
Oh, it's just getting nighttime and it's getting a lot colder. I mean, I'm feeling fine personally, but
It is starting to become somewhat difficult to tell what direction we're heading in. I would
Stop the horses.
probably suggest bunkering down for the night. Maybe one of these outcroppings can offer us some shade from the wind.
yeah, it's a good plan.
Concur. Think, I don't know, like, Val's just like half-heartedly pretends like he's looking around. And we might be able to draw.
Yes, like for fire, for warmth.
Yes.
Probably a lot of green wood
But,
around.
I'm gonna move off the path that we're going along to one of these outcroppings.
Yes.
We make our own path.
Yeah. On
Trail.
the trail we blaze. But yeah, I'm gonna find larger outcropping if I can. Something that's going to shield us a little bit from the wind.
Yeah, okay. Probably takes about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
You don't go too far away because you know you're going to lose sight
Yeah,
of the rest of the party, but you do find it's slightly removed from everything else. It's an outcropping of must be broken stone and rock, sort of in a semicircle. One side of it's sort of built up with snow on the outside, but on the inside it's relatively calm now to the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems to be the best area. Everything else is just snow, as far as you can see.
Over here.
Pardon?
He said over there.
There's lots of snow everywhere.
Oh, I'm trudging over to them. I think I've found somewhere for us to bunker down for the night.
Splendid.
Um,
Start living in this.
do we happen to have a shovel within the stuff that we've got?
The bag of holding.
There's nothing in the bag.
Would have been there for digging pits for shitting in.
Yep.
There's a merchant caravan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Latrine digger.
I'm going to try and clear some of the snow from inside this thing.
Mhm.
Just to see if we can't get some solid ground.
Digging for a while.
Maybe I'll burn a...
Odd sound of that wind.
I'll burn a...
Damn, it's jump ship.
Yeah, I'll burn a rage.
Nice.
So, I'll burn a rage and I'll rage dig.
Slam the shovel into your forehead and then start digging.
Yeah. Just every 6 seconds I'll smack myself in the
Oh, I
face.
hate digging. Oh, I hate it so much.
It makes me so angry.
Yeah.
Every so often you just like, we're gonna touch up, and I just
Oh,
walk
no,
out.
what if
You
you're
keep
covered in
healing and you
snow?
just keep going.
No, it's the outcropping.
Here's something to rock the
Rob, what lovely outcroppings you have.
I didn't make them. I didn't make them.
Did you paint them?
I got given them.
They're still a cool spot.
You really shouldn't thank you at all then.
Shouldn't really thank you. I literally I just brought them.
I was gonna say, you brought them along, that's thanks enough.
Which outcropping do we have?
That is what.
There you go. You can place whatever you want.
That's right, about it.
Um,
Tulip and gunpowder.
yeah. I'll
Crossover!
Crossover.
Just the horses.
Yeah.
So now we're just looking for a chair with a mimic.
The
stuck on
horses
it.
are just travelling the multiverse.
I've made stat.
No, they exist in
by the
all.
way.
A guy
Well,
will pass.
They're like wedge and pigs in all the Final
And it's
Fantasy
a light
games.
weather, so you know.
Void in the brand.
Yeah,
Void in the brand.
Yeah, so basically,
Radiant structure.
in the middle section here, so basically in the dead center, or actually, which way is the wind coming from?
From me.
From you?
Yep.
Ooh.
So this
Plenty
big,
of hot air over here.
so this big section through the middle here, where we're meant to be getting all of that.
There we go.
That's a bit better.
There you go. Move close down to the camera.
Oh yeah.
What
I
is
can't
it?
believe
Move
past this strange
that
alien structure.
big rock out of the way of the camera too.
The
Mysterious obelisk, yeah.
The alien obelisk.
Just spin that other one around.
Yeah, aesthetics. It's important.
So
Another 90 degrees.
I'm assuming this section here is meant to not have. That's all sealed.
Yes.
Yeah. Horses could go over here.
There's a campfire as well.
But I will just I will just be digging, basically down here.
Yep.
And
that so the big rock's not blocking the character.
oh, sorry, I couldn't see what I was doing.
Yeah, no.
Can't see it.
I'll just be digging like a hole there to get down to solid ground, and then digging out a little bit.
Yep.
Basically, a section where it's not going to be a fire on top of snow.
Yeah.
Which would
Yep.
not work.
Yeah. it's hollowing out.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to get rid of all the snow from inside there, just getting one area so that we can have a fire.
Cool.
Steam.
And any rocks I find, like building that up around the outside as well.
Yep.
To make something of a fire pit. If anyone wants to go and try and find some kindling.
Sure.
Otto. As you head into this area, you see Athesto digging out a little fire pit space and so on. You suddenly get very cold.
Oh, did someone just dial up the...
No, you're cold.
What do you want about?
It's freezing.
It's been freezing the entire time we've been here.
No, it's like brutally cold.
It's not... The temperature's not changed much since we've been travelling.
Oh, I assure you it has. Did you have to pick the absolute coldest spot possible? I idly
Really bronze.
play with my ring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like maybe try to move it to a different finger. Does it come off my finger?
Yeah.
It does. Oh,
Quite easily now, just
Yeah.
What's so good?
yeah. But it didn't come off before. I tried to move it. And
What'd you get?
16.
Yeah, that's enough to get some kindling. You'd have a few supplies for fires and that on the cupboard as well.
As well, she'll say, "Otto, come over here for a second and like open up the warmer outer cloak." That
Oh,
she's wearing."
lovely. Isabel,
Yes.
magic things don't work in the mines, right?
Supposedly.
We might be getting close. I'm not warm anymore. It's just occurred to me and it takes the real. It was kind of stuck on my finger before.
Oh. What's the matter? Just hammer.
Well, I'm not sure it's related or it just runs out after a while. Thank you. It snugbles in. It like puts the ring back.
The
on
sun
its
is
finger.
now down.
I'm
definitely.
tending to the horses. There's not one for this involves.
Yeah.
Actually,
There will be
this
supplies.
yeah, it's gonna be fine. So she probably doesn't
Chaff.
have body heat, but
Sharp. Something like that.
trying to get them dry and keep them warm and all that blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
I'm guessing you and I will be
Hobble
trying
them
to,
and all that shit.
trying to
Get a fire.
get a fire going.
Mhm.
With just
Um,
a bit of kindling and firewood.
yeah, combined survival.
Oh, do you want me to roll them?
Yeah, both right.
By
your
your
survivors
survivors combined.
Just one each.
Nat 20.
15. Mhm.
Doesn't take much.
It's basically someone doing that and someone covering.
Yep, and you get it.
Face full of smoke as a
Yeah, it's enough to start blazing up.
Yeah.
Giving as much light as possible. It is getting quite difficult to see. Snow's still coming down quite heavily.
Yeah.
Oh, joy.
I would like to attempt something. So, divine intervention.
Ooh.
In the attempt to cast the find the path spell, so
Yep.
we can basically go, oh, I know exactly where we need to go, and I know exactly how to get there
Mm-hmm.
for the next 24 hours.
Yep.
So, roll, I believe.
Percentile.
Percentile got to get under.
I've got to
Yeah,
get
under
11
your-
or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the spell. I assume I can cast it without needing to care about the material components if it's through divine intervention, if I succeed.
Where is the path to that you're looking for? Is it the fake path we're attempting to follow, or is it the real path that we want to take?
Yeah.
Just so we're not lost after the next storm. That's essentially what
Oh,
I'm
I'm
doing.
just asking. I'm asking what your focus of the spell was. That's all.
The path
yeah.
to the island.
Yeah, look, I'd say if you combine that with your divine intervention, so I'm just going to make this a little bit different.
Mhm.
Because it says here you need an object from the location that you wish to
Yeah,
find.
that's why I was like,
So if you want to do this as part of your divine intervention, do it as a ritual
Mm-hmm.
with both the spells cast.
Yep.
Well, one of the spells, one of your divine.
Yeah, well, I get one divine intervention
Yeah.
a day, so I'm just like, it's the end of the day, I'm going to try to do it, see
Yeah.
if I can. If it's
Doing
it's a
that
miss,
with
it's like a-
your divine intervention, I'm going to say it takes 10 minutes still.
Yep.
As ritual. Yep. So I'll come back to you. You're still feeding horses.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
All done.
ready in camp. Mate.
Fires
Blah, blah.
up, running.
Yeah, it's probably getting some spare logs
Cool.
as well.
We're trying to get this thing blazing.
Gonna blaze up.
Yeah, stay near Otto.
Yeah. And I will, say to Otto, if you could just,
Probably the first time Kit's spoken since we
Yeah.
actually left.
Otto, yes, you definitely need to try and stay near me if you can.
What are we doing? It's awfully cold.
Yes, but it'll be warmer by the fire.
Yeah,
I can assure you.
Otto and Esvele snuggling together.
Quickly, we need more sticks.
Off you go then.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
No, wrong number. It's like, that's 6, no, it's a 6. Okay.
I will fetch them.
So I looked at it and I was like,
Thank you.
0.
Go get them.
6. Oh my god, no, I didn't.
As you're focusing on that divine intervention,
It's just like, what am I supposed to do?
sort of putting the question to the Raven Queen while going through the motions to ritually cast the spell. At that last moment where you say the final activation words and you throw down the runes that will give you thing, you look at them and they're just a scatter. Roll me an Arcana.
Regardless of not being proficient, it's a 21.
Spell just didn't work. You've used the spell slot, you've done everything for the spell, and it's not like you failed to have the answer. The spell didn't work.
Yeah, well,
It's like,
what is it? It's... Yes, I mean, does it consume a spell slot for me?
Technically, ritual does.
Well, at the beginning of 10th level, I mean, it doesn't bother me if it does.
You missed the action with that, Quilly.
yeah,
I was doing it.
Pouring the deity's aid requires you to use your action. Disrupt resistance from Center dice. If you roll an equal to or more than your cleric level, your deity intervenes. Yeah. The DM chooses the nature of the intervention. In fact, a cleric spell or cleric domain spell would be appropriate.
Yeah.
So I'm basically just like, I think we lost. How the fuck do we get that? Simply attempt to get the flight path spell.
Yeah.
If your deity intervenes, you can't use a speech for 7 days, otherwise you can use it again after finish off next. Level 20, it's automatically succeeds.
Yeah. But no, the spell, not so much the divine intervention, the spell did not work.
Okay.
Nothing happened.
I went looking for more sticks.
Cool.
As I was told to do.
Survival?
7.
7. No.
Oh, I don't come back until I find some. Oh, I'll be still out there.
Roll me a nature.
That's even worse than me. It's nature intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wisdom's better than my nature, but I rolled better. I think that's 19. I'll just double check what my intelligence is. Yeah, 19.
You've searching around for sticks, and so on. You sort of realise that most of the logs and the wood that these guys have been able to find is mainly, when you actually start looking at it, it's not logs. They're sawn. Like they're not naturally fallen pieces of tree. This is old foundation logs and beams and so on. So with that, you manage to find a few around the rocky areas. More like larger chunks of wood that you think would have been like roofing beams. Yeah, but no stick
Yeah,
or trees or bushes.
Bring more fuel back to camp.
Ah, brilliant.
Cool.
About time.
Got in my head.
Quiet.
Subserviently.
Quiet.
Not that it doesn't even look at you.
No, I know. Otto wasn't looking at you when
Yeah.
he said it either. He was poking the fire.
So the night is definitely set in. It is getting a lot colder. I like your paint concept.
I have added.
Oh, brilliant.
I have added aura of protection.
Till I
So if anyone's within 10 feet of one, you get +4.
+4 to a natural 1, I don't think does anything.
This does makes it 5.
Doesn't.
Yeah, and that one's only counter combat.
Oh,
Yeah, also,
sweet.
guidance.
So I wasn't sure what you were doing in that.
I'm on 25s,
Guidance,
including the 4 on 25.
I'm including the 4. I'm at 23.
I'm
27.
Ability check, so
9.
17.
What were you?
23 if I'm in the
20.
aura.
7.
You're freezing.
Oh.
Like shaking. Your hands are starting to go blue. You've got a level of exhaustion now.
Fire's not doing a whole lot.
You notice Otto is visibly shaking.
Quick, put him next to the. Kind of grab him and like hold him over the fire.
Slowly rotating.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say spit roasting, but then I was like, nah.
That
Not
sounds
after
wrong.
that.
Yeah, it's valid.
That sounds wrong when I'm saying it's valid.
No, I
Alright. Assist with Otto's warming up.
Does it have exhaustion on roll?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just below your hit points.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can.
Condition,
That's
isn't it?
condition.
Yeah.
But in theory,
There's a little
protection.
drop
Yeah.
next to
Oh,
condition.
right, yeah.
Right.
I'm looking for it in the list.
Yeah, no, the drop
Easier
is
to warm
exhaustion.
him
Yep,
up.
cool, done.
I only remember that because I had to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
look at.
Lightning will warm somebody up.
It's not enough to warm him, but it's enough to not let it get any worse.
Okay.
Basically, it's almost like a shielding.
Staying
sort of thing.
alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to cast Protection of Energy on you, Otto, choosing cold. So you have resistance to cold damage for an hour, but it's basically just to stop you from getting any worse. And, like, we can stabilize you.
It's to stop you from dying.
Yeah.
Yay!
Because dying's not good for your health.
I imagine right now if Val were to have a wine, it would be like off Black Books. Bring me my ice lolly.
As you're casting that, you get to the end of the spell and nothing happens.
I'm still cold. Was it
Uh,
supposed to do something?
Still have my holy stuff.
When does it start working?
Just kind of. Getting very visibly frustrated at this stage as I'll just.
Your wing's gonna work.
Magic for a bit.
Kid's asking. Oh, that was Nala, that was Kid.
I'm not. Yeah.
Work on stuff.
What's the matter, Esvele?
I don't think my magic's working. I think you might be correct.
It's not just my ring then.
It's magic, full stop.
Oh, we.
I don't think I'm going to be much use from this point on.
I don't think you're going to be invisible from this point on.
I also don't think I'm going to be flying. My filter of health
Are you right there, Mega?
is my filter.
Problems.
My filter of health.
Parapet.
Yeah, that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not working anymore, is it? Cool. I have no idea what my hit points are.
Let them what they are now. I think it's how much per level is that?
Well, my
What's your one up?
To 19, mine was 14.
Mm.
Oh no. I hate to ask this question. But
So 19, so it's 16, 18, so it's 2 per level.
22.
You lose. Yep, 22. So it's,
Just take 22 hit points.
I hate to ask this and bring this up. But what about
Do it. It's the game.
The
Yeah.
bag of holding and Hewitt's handy haver sack?
They're fine.
If they no longer have a magical effect on them, are they just gonna... Or are they okay?
No, they
I got some.
Just no one's touched it.
If we don't look at it, it doesn't exist and it's not
So-
a problem.
He still has the glaive on his back.
Mhm.
I try calling it to me.
counts.
Ha! I don't know what that proves.
I'm gonna my sword and draw it.
Tassels are still in the scabbard.
They're still on there.
They haven't disappeared.
perhaps if we move a good 10 feet that way. Like, points back.
Everyone reconvene at the fire. What?
Everyone just shuffles a bit closer.
So, are people having problems
Performing.
Yeah.
I put the glaive back on. That's
Yep.
back. Concentrate for it to be there. Right. Are we having... The magic is not working.
No, and it's cold.
Yes. That's a given. That's a big concern now. Very well. Any ideas what it is?
Well, it was working 10 feet that way. And as soon as we walked in here,
I'm going to walk out of the circle, this outcropping that we're in.
Where to?
Just to the outskirts, so like just back the way we've come a little bit. Out to about there.
Mhm.
When I'm in the gusts of wind and all that kind of crap, and try drawing my sword again.
Tassels disappeared.
Back inside. Well, it would appear that we appear to be in, I guess, what you would call an anti-magic area.
right.
That's not measuring. Yeah, but yes.
I didn't call it a field.
Anti-magic paddock?
I called it an area.
So did we move the fire 10 foot that way?
We won't have a fire if we move 10 feet that way. We won't be in the...
What happens if you go that way?
I'm gonna...
The horse.
hold on.
This isn't.
I'm gonna move over to the other side. Like, going further towards the way that we were moving.
Yep.
And try drawing my sword from there.
Works.
Here,
Come back.
come in here with me. Lead Kit sort of a bit more into the cropping. Sort of, you're an astute fellow. See anything?
Saved anything at any point? Well, I'm going to search the croppings because obviously it's isolated to this area, is what we've just established.
Roll for me.
I might. Can
Investigation, perception, what am I doing?
You're investigating.
I roll an arcana?
Sure.
2.
May I also
5.
19.
Investigating, you not. The rocks are so covered over with snow and ice, and the ground's like basically frozen under feet. You're finding it really hard to actually find anything. It's actually that you dig around a little bit, but your fingers are just burning from the cold. It's enough to just stop.
I honestly don't care too much.
It's irrelevant to the greater mission at this point.
What were you wanting to know with Arcana?
I mean, I was kind of I'd say probably it would almost be kind of related off if he found any sigils or anything. Might be able to, discern what they are, but sort of at this point, yeah.
So everything's frozen. He's just trying to go. You can't see through the ice and stuff.
Yeah.
What are you rolling to perceive? Well, I can't.
It's probably more appropriate for history, but like to see if I've read anything about this anywhere else, or if I know anything that might be similar to this, or just sort of, I don't know, sort of see if maybe what we were told about whatever protects this place from scrying magic would be associated with whatever this localized phenomena might
What did you
be.
roll?
19.
You'd remember some of the druids teaching you about stone circles and how certain areas were places of magical focus and others were not necessarily resistance but were used to contain magics.
Circle.
To stop the spread of anything. Feeling could be something similar to that.
So whatever this is, it's like a safety thing for whatever magic might be present in the area. Sort of, or
Either safety or it's to
it's like a seal.
yeah, either as a place of safety maybe or as a place of confinement.
Yeah. So at some stage, this could have been used for.
Prisoners.
Fun.
Or objects or things or as a space away from magic.
I'll just relay that. Just, from what I know, this area must be something that. I assume this would be very old based on information? Or could it potentially be something?
Roll me a something.
A something?
I'm just going to investigate.
Investigation? What's an 18 plus something? 18 plus 2. Dirty 20.
Yeah, with this sort of recollection and starting to look around, you realise this is a built structure. And you notice there are a few glyphs, just very parts of them you notice starting to see. Now, it's almost like where you go somewhere and you realise everybody here is wearing red shirts. And you start noticing that, oh yeah,
Open up.
actually, there are...
Everyone's gonna fucking die.
Yeah. Yeah, you're starting to actually now pick up where there's certain glyphs would be
Yeah,
carved
yeah.
around the place.
So, whereas Kit might not
You
know what
can't
the
read
item
this.
is. Okay. It's like, well, I now know what I'm kind of looking for, so I'm like helping you to, like, it's like, we're looking for something that looks like that. Because I assume that you'd probably notice them more than I would. Alright. I don't know. If we can't camp here. This place is going to restrict any kind of magical properties that any of us or any of our items possess. For as long as we're in this area here, these glyphs and this structure will hinder us. It may also help us if suddenly something comes out of the snow and has magical abilities, but
What happens if the glyphs are destroyed?
do you want me to roll for that as well?
Could lead to something worse.
Worse.
That's a 5. I don't know what you want me to add to that. History, maybe?
Yeah.
Religion?
Religion.
Religion?
We get caught by the act of two of you in the circle.
Really?
That's fucked. We need to
You're not sure.
You're
You're
probably
really not
speaking
sure.
way too
Yeah.
quiet for the microphone.
Just
Yeah.
I agree with it a lot. In as much as we're trying to sell this illusion also requires us to have access to.
Back up.
and be alive.
Yeah, my issue with that is being out in this weather?
Well, I can't say I know what will happen if the glyphs are destroyed. It might remove the effect,
I
or
start reading the horses.
might not do anything at all.
We can march for a little bit and try and find some other cropping that doesn't impede magical abilities.
Possibly, but by the time we find such an area, it may already be too late. I mean, it's already quite dark.
What about just on the other side or the outside? You know, there's at least a little bit of protection, surely. From the wind. Blow from all sides.
This place has bad juju for the cleric. We camp outside of it. There's the story in case they have wondered why we're camping outside of them, cropping and no end cropping.
Yes.
Done. Let's move. Kids continues to ready the horses.
I can attempt to set up something outside as well. System protection.
Do we have this tent?
Kids with vivid travelers and lights.
It's whether or not a tent can survive in this
We
wind.
didn't really want to sit there and go through. Yeah, tents can survive in this wind.
I'd rather my camping tent than a calico medieval tent that you guys would have in this.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've been made of some animal skins sewn together.
Cured.
Like, I assume if the
Happy.
wind's coming from here.
Happy
Yeah.
perception of
We
it.
didn't
human
care.
being. Yeah, it's right.
I assume we camp there with some protection if the wind's coming from.
Yeah, which way's the wind coming from?
Really,
Yep.
Really?
From the north.
So, like, here would provide at least some.
We don't have to go far.
No.
Right.
I'll
Set up
move.
the tents.
I'll move up to where that rock section is and try drawing my sword there. So,
Now,
just to this side here. It's not far enough.
We may have to move further.
May have to continue marching. There was nothing further back.
Let's go back to the edge where we were, and that sounds good. We'll set up there.
Take a step
you
forward.
hear a sound coming from the microphone.
The
From
end
that
was
direction.
What is it? I hear something.
Crunch.
There's a crunch. There's probably someone out there. That's...
What is it, slave?
Otto, get to Athesto now. You get outside of the circle.
Going to run.
Horses will be ready soon, sir.
Hearing that,
Good,
I'm going to
good.
run around to
Faster, please.
there
Now.
to try and get in cover.
As you're about halfway around,
Watch
a
out.
little bit further to there, everyone can roll me initiative.
Oh no!
Good initiative.
Blip.
It'll betray you like they always do.
Ah, shit.
Hey. Oh,
That's not good.
better than I thought it was going to be. Was it? Okay.
We'll be back.
That's not great for me.
As I probably should have pointed out earlier, I literally cannot be surprised anyway, so it doesn't matter what my passive
Yes. No, it's just
Yeah, I know.
whether
I know,
it's around
everything
before you
stuff,
do.
yeah.
oh, clearly. 50 to 110. What did you get?
27. Yeah, that's it. I think that's the highest I've rolled since I took that feat.
Oh, wow.
He's at 27. Might stop again.
Okay, so
Wait, it's gone up because of the- yeah, I thought 26 was
20
the
to
highest.
25. 15 to 20.
18.
Also 18.
Oh, that's
I've got a level of exhaustion. It makes more sense to give it base.
exhaustion. First level.
No, I know, but if we're being
It's
average,
management.
Management ability check.
Naughty plus 1 on dex for me.
You want to go first?
I believe in his pain.
Um, 10 to 15.
10.
Dude.
9.
Pretty
It's
boring.
back currently.
One time I've
Are
dropped
you
one.
currently wearing the haversack? Or is it currently sitting somewhere?
I would have kept those things.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he'd put it down, I would have told him to pick it back up.
Yeah, I've kept bags, the bag of holding and the haversack on me at all times.
Cool. Kitty cat.
I'm going to continue preparing the horses in such a manner that I block up as much of this area here as possible
With the horses.
with the horses and the cart.
The horses. Yep.
Nice.
Not. Like, I don't want it to look defensive, but I want it to look. Oh no, it's inconvenient to anything that approaches from that direction.
Come on. And then the cart there.
Like a deterrent.
Yeah, basically. Well, it depends which way were you ordering me to head. Probably that way.
Yeah, like to leave.
Yeah.
Not a cart. Cart-esque.
Trying to just take up as much of that space without looking like I'm taking up that much space.
That
Cool.
works.
That would mostly be definitely your actions.
Yeah.
Yep. Give you a bonus action for it.
No, I'm
No.
not doing the horses. Or pretending to do the horses.
Positioning the horses
It's
defensively.
taking longer than usual.
It's cold. They don't really want to. They don't want to do anything. I've just
Done.
cooled them down. I've just got them ready for the night. And now the boss is saying we need to move again.
Damn, boss can't make up his mind.
Damn, rich cunt.
Where can we move Mike?
Flippant. Always.
Over this side? Oh, it's in Mike reach. What's his reach? The bugbear?
Then he unplugs it. And it whole screen
That should be
collapses.
that should be fine. Except to avoid the.
That's not a yak, folk.
That's not a yak, folk.
This is a yak, folk. Oh,
That's a big boy.
Oh, I don't like him.
he probably doesn't like you
That
either.
doesn't look fun.
You know what he probably likes though? Horse.
He's got jewelry on, so he clearly works for somebody.
He's very affluent.
No one can
and
afford that on today's budget.
Buy horses. It was nice knowing you.
I can revive the horses, it's fine.
He can't revive them from his stomach.
That's true.
Cut them out of his stomach.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine
Bit of-
being
bit of
revived after being eaten?
I
You
was
just go and jump off a cliff after that.
Bit of mending.
What do you think?
no, just animate dead, we're just getting zombie horses.
So,
Not actually cool as fuck, not gonna lie.
We walk through another patch of dead space of magic and the horse just goes and just like face blades.
what Kit sees first of all,
It collapses like a Skyrim NPC.
you've heard descriptions of strange beast-like creatures that live in the snow. You've all heard rumors as a kids.
A fucking yeti!
It is most definitely a yeti, but
Bigfoot.
around 3 times larger than what any stories have actually told you about before.
So it's a Yeti on steroids.
Yeah.
The gym junkie yeti!
It's actually probably larger than a hill giant.
About fire giant size, maybe?
Yeah. About the size of a fire giant. So,
There was no
Maybe bigger.
no intel about these things working with yak folk. This is from what we were discussed.
To be fair, up from the max, you didn't get a horse tail.
seeing
I imagine they would have mentioned it though if they knew about it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
If we get back, oh yeah, we forgot to tell you.
I am boned.
As soon as we left, oh shit, we forgot to tell them about the giant yetis. Oh well, they'll
Can't
figure it
craft
out.
anything in this area. That sucks.
But neither can the yeti, so it's okay.
Oh, that makes it so much better.
Good thing none of my keys
I
technically
wish someone
magic.
would cast me over
No,
there
mine is not a magical spell.
in that direction.
I mean, it's not strong enough to pick you up and give you a good shock. I think you might down close.
Slap over that way.
Yeah, and then
They've
that's
got a yeti.
abominable snowman.
Like it just says,
It's
you know,
not
spend
even
it goes
said.
to be ready.
Don't make fun of my size.
No.
Need you drink.
It's just okay.
good.
Right?
No.
Athesto direction.
Can you catch?
Can the horses
No.
Can the horses die? Probably.
Gunpowder tulip, no! They reincarnate into Callum's world.
That's what happened. They're actually zombie horses in my world.
It is
No, I can't speak to the dead. I can only speak to the animals.
It's more able to climb. So
I mean, if an
There's-
animal is dead, does it still count as an
Climb.
animal?
Surely that could just wade through a cart.
climbing over the top of said rocks. Could please kick one horse, Valus, or please make me a con save as this large monstrosity breaks through this, basically the clouds of snow as you see this horned creature just coming through, and out of its mouth comes this cone of cold air that just blasts across your eyes.
Bam.
It's not a cast, it's a
Natural ability.
Oh my god, I failed. I got four.
Gives Esvele an idea.
Oh, you're just out of reach. 23.
23?
I don't think Elmore would have helped me anyway.
No.
Got me 23 to 8.
And give us a horse.
Okay. Roll a 7.
Horse.
Bam, bam.
Well,
It turns to ice.
Jack.
this has been the first time Kit's ever been hurt, isn't it?
There's only some area effect things can I dodge entirely. Only one particular most common type of area effect can I dodge it entirely. I need to add all that Tasha's stuff to this as well.
You take 23 points of cold damage. You take 46 points, as does one of the horses.
Yeah, that was
There's a popsicle pony.
You never know, we might be able to floor him out.
And then still revive him.
Resurrected.
Yes. Like, he's still gonna be resurrected. He's still fucking dead. It's just he's dead upright because he's
That's
frozen.
exactly half my hit points.
Don't get hit by that again then.
Just a recharge.
You watch him get to build on the next 3 turns.
It's actually just a giant hairy dragon.
Well,
Cool,
looks like we
um,
might not make it, Islay.
With that attitude.
And
I got nothing in this.
it will
though.
also. So we'll say. Bronzy horse
Mm-hmm.
This is frozen.
close to you is frozen, pretty
Fine.
solid.
He's a horsicle.
The other horse,
And business.
I'm assuming that horse's AC isn't over 21.
We'll get like 12 or something, aren't they? 13.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
about horse.
Actually, hang on.
No, they have an AC of 30. Come on, guys.
No, they just have 3
Oh, no.
hit points.
11. An AC of 11. I've got Montgomery's stat block here.
And how many hit points does it have?
19.
Ooh, real?
Which is the horse to buy?
No.
Oh.
It's the horse survive?
Maybe actually.
This is a warhorse stat as well.
19. How many hit points does it have?
19.
19.
Oh,
no.
Damn. Hit it now.
Has none now.
As one of its claws breaks the whole length down the side of the horse, you hear the horse scream like only a horse can. As you see blood start to spurt out the side of the horse, but then freeze as it's coming midair and then just hit the ground like stones.
Cold ass cold.
As that horse just crumps to the ground, as it falls down, you see where the wound is down its side, and already from
That
the
wound?
inside, yeah, all its internal organs you can see it frozen along where
Does
that
it-
gash is.
Fall on the other direction or this direction? Because if it hits the other, also imagine it shatter. Just saying.
No, it falls that way. Yeah, the other one's still frozen solid. Okay. Esvele.
if I move that way by 4 squares and then towards Athesto by 2.
But that still can be movie man if he's nearby.
So, how much, sorry?
That way by 4. So,
And
yep,
then-
and then towards you by 2.
I'm happy to do diagonal towards normal as well. I'd rather
Okay.
X than
Is that an actual gap?
Sorry?
Is that an actual gap there?
Here.
Yes.
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 I'm going to. Talking's a free action, right?
Yeah.
So upon seeing that that thing can still use its natural abilities, Esvele's had an idea and she's gone. As before she's run off, she's turned to Valis and said, "Valis, wings. It can use its abilities in this area. So can we." And as she's moving over that direction, she's also going to Necrotic Shroud, but out of range of everyone.
Mhm.
So she's like take a few steps that way, Shroud, and then towards.
Would that affect the Thesto?
No, it's
What's the
only
range?
it's only when it's activated. I
So
think it's
within
like
10
So
feet.
to
if he
10
doesn't
range.
hear,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
I can't be frightened.
On the-
Oh yeah, so I just like make sure Otto's not in range, and then just.
Yep.
Thanks.
And then as I get to Athesto, I'm going to ask if I don't mind if this takes my bonus action as well. Actually, what is it to get something out of the haversack? Is that a bonus action?
It's an act,
That's an action.
and you've got to name the item and draw it.
Okay, so I'll
Pretty certain it's an action to get out of the.
I'm related to, but Otto would be.
yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Me and whoever's within 10 feet are immune from being frightened.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Well, Esvele doesn't know that, so.
Does that mean if you're in combat with an enemy, you pop that they're immune to being frightened?
Our allies. Friendly.
That would be awful.
I'm just gonna
Quick
ask.
rule of the field. That's friendly.
Athesto if I can retrieve my hammer from the haversack at some point, even if it's just asking you to sit it on the ground so I can take it out of the bag next turn, so you don't have to sacrifice an attack or an action on your turn.
That's all good. Okay.
Because then I'll just like take my hammer out and then put the haversack on me, so someone's always holding it.
You've got the.
And then I have a bonus action still, I believe. And that bonus action, that's.
Is your
I'm
shroud a bonus action?
Shroud's an action.
It's,
pretty sure.
it's an action.
Yeah, it's an action for Shredder.
Yeah. I'm going to hope that I'm far enough away for this. I'm going to attempt to cast Spiritual Weapon, floating basically near that thing's head. Yep. Does it cast? Does it work?
It does not.
Does not.
And you lose the spell.
Shit. So that's 3 spell slots. It's okay. It was just mainly to try and see. So I need to be at least one further away. Because we know that Athesto can draw a sword and it's affected at that distance. What's the other level of spell I cast? It's my only 6th level slot. I'm assuming that's still got cast.
Anything else for you?
No, that's just
Otto.
my action and bonus.
Otto is going to run in this direction until he's warm.
Sorry?
His ring's still on.
Yep.
He's like,
What's your movement?
my movement.
Oh, you're going to run?
Well, I'm
It's only 25.
I'm going to try and knock 25 feet. Like,
That's 25.
That's
Yeah.
25%.
am I warm? Or was I warm
Yes.
before I reached that?
You are now.
I am now.
Yep.
The whole time it's like, getting too cold for this shit. And he turns around, as soon as he's warm, turns around, points directly at the Yeti and casts Polymorph.
Mm-hmm. Nothing happens. You feel the magic leaving you,
Yep. And as soon as it enters,
and nothing happens. It's like throwing a tennis ball, and you see it arcing through there, then just drop.
yeah, okay. Sick. Right. So inside as well.
Anything else for you?
maybe.
No.
Yeah. Nothing good.
Whoop. I'm gonna punch it. Whoop it.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Cool. Roll me history. Warbard.
15 plus 1.
Oh.
16.
Yep.
My history's terrible for a lot.
Valis. Athesto.
My glaive still came to me before, didn't it?
Yep.
Was it? Is it still a bonus action to call it to me, or is it an action?
Bonus action.
This is still checking because. Esvele, duck. Catch it at the move. A bit closer. Right. Okay. Is everyone still having magical issues?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well, yes, into the circle.
Can I run
Yes.
and jump
Oh, maybe.
off the cart and onto the Yeti's face?
Yes.
It's still my move.
This is not going to be as cool.
All right. Describe to me what you're wanting to do exactly. How are you going to do this?
Run from here, kind of like. So there's. I'm guessing the front has like that little part that you sit on.
Yep. So
So
you'd have
kind
the
of-
footstep.
Yeah,
Up
like
to
a
it?
footstep. So like.
Horse
Kinda
too,
like-
just too.
Yeah, kind of like run to there, like step, and then just like jump and like just straight at its face.
Yep.
And I'm gonna just like, I don't know, like with the glaive, like just kind of, I'm gonna stab it in the face, and I just want to be in its face. I want to take its attention off everyone else.
Cool. Roll me first of all, and athletics or acrobatics.
I believe athletics will be my jam. Jam. Turn that song off. This is my jam.
Yeti.
So call it, yeah.
27.
Yeah, you make jam.
Out of the
Cool.
universe.
Now roll me to hit without the bonuses on the glove,
Okay, so just straight strength.
Yep.
Yep.
so you don't get the plus whatever it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
he still gets, but he still gets proficiency.
Yeah, you still get efficiencies, of course, but
Just
not
no
any of the
magical bonuses.
magical bonuses.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So it's a. So it'll be a.
Plus 8.
Yeah, it'll be plus 8. Sorry. Plus 8. So that's an 18 to hit.
18, you say.
How tall is that Yeti?
18, you say. Where the hell's the 18? Ah, okay. So,
So,
are you popping your wings, by the way?
No.
No, cool. What
And-
you guys see is Valis. Valis turns, yells out to Esvele, duck. Glaive appears in his hand as you see him run, jump, 1 foot off the front, 1 foot off the side of the cart, flipping himself up into the air with his glaive, enough to bring it down, crashing onto the top of the Yeti's head. Because on those rolls, that was good enough and cool. Roll me some damage.
Right. Won't spend a smart to sleep.
I was going to say, what? That's spice.
Oh, easy into then.
Don't warm up to them, do you?
Yeah. That's so.
Go too hard.
Oh, that's that cool hammy.
So that'll be 7 damage. If we're not doing any magical bonuses. Oh, hang on. Do I get? Sorry. I think I get. Sorry, I actually haven't had to use. Yeah, I do. I'd also do an extra D8 radiant damage. Apparently at a level 11 paladin.
Yep, that's not a magical thing. It's
No, that's just when you hit a creature with a melee weapon, the creature takes an extra 1d8
Yep.
radiant. So
Yep.
I'll reroll that again, even though it's a nice 8. But that's 3 radiant damage.
Cool.
I said the 8 when it wasn't in the thing.
That was all very cool, and I like that.
Thank you. But yeah, basically, I'm trying to get in the Yeti's face so it's more occupied with me than everyone else.
Cool. Athesto, you're up. Thank you.
How much time? Yep. And I will.
Where is Athesto's sword, by the way?
It broke.
Oh, awkward.
Remember when you put me in the mouth of the that dragon up there?
Oh, yeah, you dropped out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worked it.
Yeah.
I have to make it.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So, just moving towards that now.
Yep. Yep.
So-
Anything else wishing to do?
Nope, that's all I can do.
Yep. Sword just comes out normally. As
Yep.
always. Yep. Actually, you would have got the advantage on your initiative as well, because you're outside the range
Oh, was that outside the
when
range?
you started the game.
Oh.
Started the round.
Oh well.
It's only probably wouldn't have got you much higher.
Glad I rolled that one then.
What's
1.
Hey,
I just wanted to
leave you where you are then.
I just wanted to see what I'd get.
I'm gonna get behind it. I think I can make it.
I think. I
Well,
think
the
I can make
horse is kind of flattened, so you can, which way are you going?
The most convenient way.
Through the horses, so I'm going to say that's,
I've got 55
Five.
movement
it's
speed.
difficult.
10,
Instead of as the crow
Flip.
flies, it's as the horse.
15, 20, 25, 30,
Part of the
35. Was it 40 for your? No, it's 50, isn't it?
55, that's without my boots.
That's 40.
Yep.
That's fine,
Uh,
that's far enough.
40.
Yeah, that's good.
That's butt stabbing
Yeah.
range. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Do I sense anything? I just want to do a quick
Right fist in
not
the wasn't
action
open
worth
before.
percepting. I just want to be a passive set out, see if anything else coming behind.
It's the Naruto.
But don't want to. Oh,
1,000 years.
yeah, don't really want to spend anything on it.
He's gonna punch at the body. Might as well just.
So I'm going to punch it.
in the book.
I'm going to punch it in its hammy.
Give it a corky.
You get a good jump. You can, and it's a male. You can get in the pistol.
It doesn't say what it's named in the second transform.
I spent a lot of time
Directly
on
beneath the enemy's scroll.
24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Can it make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
I don't know.
Probably. I'd imagine it's got a pretty high con.
It's not small. Put it that way.
Yeah.
11.
It fails. It is stunned.
It's got a +6 to its con.
Son of
And
a
it's
bitch.
still fun.
We can run away now. It's stunned for a round. That's
That's a stun extractor.
10
10 damages.
10 damage. Yeah. Punch it in its other hammy. Punching it in its legs.
That's what you've given it a corky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, what I play with the stunning strike at.
You've just flown in dead legs.
That's like another 20 something higher than the last
Punch
one.
it straight. Oh god.
That's only 7 bludgeoning damage. Flurry blows. That's a 28 to hit.
Yep.
And the last one will be a natural 20.
Nice.
Yeah, they keep going up by 1, I think, each time I roll. That's 6 bludgeoning damage.
Unfortunately, damage is going down by
Yeah, I
by
know
each
that.
turn.
Oh, that's better. That's 17.
17 damage.
Yeah, that's 3.
That was double.
Yeah.
Yep.
If we want to run, we can run because it's stunned for a round. Up to the rest of you. Sirs, masters, spiritual advisors.
Cool. Anything else for your turn?
No, I'm pretty chill. No, I just looked at my hit points and went, oh yeah.
Oh shit.
How good am I?
So those last 2 flurry of blows would have probably been in the thigh. Jump up, thigh.
Nice.
Just make it give it as much pain in the legs as possible.
I mean, in theory, if you punch it in one leg enough, that leg's gonna be real
Could you
hard
please
to
make me a
punch.
strength check?
It can't do anything.
It's stunned.
That's what I can't.
It can't do
Ah,
anything.
you
I
shite.
can't do anything.
It misses its turn.
Yeah.
I'm probably like my ball bag is up in its face.
It's until the end of your next
Till
turn.
the end of my next turn.
Tea
it is
bag.
done.
Yeah.
Idiot cowboy.
No, you're right. Yep, it's also incapacitated. Of course it is.
Yeah, it can't do shit.
Yep, alright. It's actually.
It's been a while since we've had combat for me to stun something.
I know,
so-
it's actually been a while since we've done that. Esvele, you're up. Then I'll
All right, I'm gonna move a little bit further that way. Like, I'm gonna say 10 feet towards the large, mysterious, shiny rock that looks an odd bit like a dice tray holding a d20.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, getting mighty frustrated at the fact that I'm now forced to use magic, but magic is not working.
You got your hammer.
I've got my hammer. Smack it if it gets close.
I'm
Let's
just
see.
going to get
I don't
close to
use-
it.
I don't use this a while.
I haven't got one actually.
So when is it stunned until?
End
You
of
want
its
to
turn.
End of my next
End
turn.
of his
End of your next turn. Oh god. Incapacitated means it is
Fails dex and strength saving throws and cannot take actions, reactions, move, blah, blah.
excellent.
And you've seen this happen before.
It's got
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I look up Samurai Champloo. And
Yes.
Mugen.
It's
It's Jin and Mugen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's interesting. Wasn't he still alive though? It's like a warmth problem as well. You know what? It
Big character. That's what Talus is doing.
it's probably
Sorry.
movies.
Oh.
That's how we used to
So, that's gonna make that disappear, isn't it? Because magic stuff. I can summon that right, like, above the card, but I can't do that because it will just fucking disappear.
Put my master down.
Dobby.
What's the brain of fuck?
No one,
You don't
no one
go
give
any
you the spot.
dangers then.
It is free.
Technically,
You know, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna give me a con save.
Mm-hmm.
As I cast Blight.
doesn't it automatically
Actually,
fail?
At it.
At it.
The spell doesn't work.
Vanilla blight. 80.
So I'm still too close to the rocks for it to work.
Roll me an Arcana.
No. Not with that one.
Well, I'll say
Make me.
similar thing to Otto. The spell, you feel the energy of the spell going out, and then it just stops. Where before, when you were casting, nothing happened at all.
I figured it out with the one as well. So
Anything else?
I'm just gonna move closer to it then, like around the side.
Yep.
Staying as far away from the no magic, no zone, and just like head that way basically.
Yep. How many movements do you have left? You have 10, I think, in
4
your-
squares, yes.
Yep.
So
Do
20 feet.
you want to move?
So about pretty much where you are. Like
Are you moving straight across me, or are you moving out that way?
I'm moving basically to where you are, and then I'll go around the rock to hit it. It's punching it in one leg. I'm going to come around with a giant magic black hammer and hit it in the other.
I've been doing both legs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keeping it even.
I
You can do it.
How tall that Yeti?
12. Otto and then Valor up next. About 5.5 meters.
What's that in
I didn't
D&D land? Excellent. A slightly taller Yeti, 20 feet tall, appears where Otto's standing
Yep.
and roars.
Nice.
Major image.
Oh, I thought you just cast pulling off
Otto's,
yourself.
Otto's now
Oh,
standing.
walks into a Yeti.
Otto's now standing in its leg.
Yep. Cool. I don't have another Yeti.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Imagine Otto is much larger now than he was.
Pretty damn close to
Um,
a Conroy Yeti.
I didn't announce this to anybody, so do with that what you will.
You guys will see another Yeti.
I've made it, trying to make it look, in Otto's mind, worse than that Yeti. Like, it would have a piece of that Yeti.
Just various swearing and.
Anything else in your turn?
Nope.
No.
Oh, my turn.
Bellis, you see another Yeti. Massive one over here where Otto used to be.
Oh. Is someone going to deal with that one?
I'm kind of
Just various swear words.
Need to-
and war
need to
coming
roar.
from-
Right. I guess I attack. I don't know where I'm positioned currently in
on its
terms.
head. You're on its head.
Yeah,
But am I holding it, like, or am I standing on it?
doesn't matter. It can't move at the moment anyway.
I'd say you're standing on the back of its
Yeah.
shoulders.
Blade for
I'm
leverage.
kind of trying to like stab it, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Get hold of his phone. It's been quiet.
Yeah. Yeah. I need two to operate though. My glaive. I was gonna attack.
Zafra.
Oh yeah, baby, that's a sweet natty 20.
Nice.
Oh,
I was gonna say you get advantage.
yeah. Everyone's got advantage on attacks at the moment as well. Forgot to mention.
It's okay.
I
Roll
mean,
again, you might
yeah.
get another that trait.
I might get another 20.
You get to double if you don't get double.
You got everything.
I would
Takes
say
a
yeah.
limb off.
Well, in the
You level up.
You double your level if you get it.
But if you roll one, you lose one.
Oh damn! I shouldn't have rolled that. That was a 17. It's a good roll. Anyway, well, in this case, I'm gonna probably burn a smite because
Nat 20.
that 20 baby. Right. Okay.
You don't double your smite though.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Double
yeah.
Double dice.
Okay. This is precisely why I have multiple d8s.
This is why you always
I rolled
keep
it.
you in reserve.
So that'll be. So that'll be 12, so 16 for the for the that's the glaive.
Yep.
And
And
then
then
so
first.
and then this will be the smite damage.
Shit.
That's 48,
48.
and then I've got 1d8 for my just improved divine smite.
Yep.
Which is another 6. That's 16.
Let me get nothing down.
So that was 16, 32, I think 84.
Where does the Yeti's face currently sit?
My crit did 17.
And what this one do?
Massive damage. His arm falls.
And what's
It's
that?
almost like paladins are built for burst damage.
Yeah, it's almost like paladins are built for
Did
Nova
you
damage.
Oh my god.
Describe to me how you do that.
Oh
Yeah.
my fucking god, is this
I'm
dead?
just like,
For 80 damage straight.
Is this,
Exactly what it was.
is this because Balos just saw another Yeti is like, oh crap, get rid of this
I
one.
think, yeah, it's kind of like, oh, fuck! Like, just like, like, just drives, kind of like, just keeps driving the glaive through.
Handle first.
Oh, I guess.
Blade's gone so far to his
Yeah.
head, its eyes start to glow.
I think, but in that moment of panic, I think a little bit of him thinks, concentrate, and tries to harness the power of the glaive.
Nice.
And then,
Yep.
yeah, as he sort of gets that just moment of zen, just thinks and, yeah, that it feels that energy and then pushes through and gets that nice sort of, I say clean sort of piece through.
But the hero lands just below the Yeti.
Yeah.
Roll me a wisdom save.
Don't Wisdom save? 28.
Yep.
Rolling so much better now that I've included my aura of protection.
So, as you basically impale through its head, it crumples forward and crushes in front of the cart over the two horses.
At least it landed.
That one shatters.
The wine's safe. It's okay.
That one's now in pieces. Yep. Corpse hits the ground and the steam of its blood starts rising up into the air.
You can live in that for the night.
And you turn to see the other
Yeah,
Yeti
she could say
standing.
lukewarm.
Sort of turn to the other Yeti and I'm like, "You see what I just did? You're next."
Are we out of initiative?
No.
Oh shit!
Anything
I
from
will
you?
crumple your head next like a watermelon.
So I've just watched all this happen. She's just
Athesto. That
Cool.
Yeti's gone down. It's another massive Yeti over there.
5,
Do you want to move that
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Lightning!
Lightning.
do work.
Make me a con save.
Surely you'd have aimed well above his head.
Well,
if it's such a big.
I would have aimed it above his head, yeah.
Dex. Can I make
Like,
a dex?
But it's up to the end.
Considering the height of its legs.
Rules is written. If it's in one of the squares affected by
Dex or
What
con?
have we got by rules?
It's a 5 foot
Dex
line.
save,
It's
isn't it?
5 foot
Dex
deep
save.
too.
Good thing
Rules is written.
that I still have inspiration today. Means I can roll slightly lower. 5, then a 3.
nice.
So I'll add my 9 to that.
Mm-hmm.
12.
I mean, at least you're
Yep.
warm now.
Yeah. You only had to beat like 14.
How much damage?
Hold on, I just need to double check the. It's 46.
At least it's not thunder, so we're not going to draw a bunch of attention to ourselves.
I mean, it is lightning.
Yeah, but can you
Yeah,
get
but it's not
concentration?
thunder.
It's still gonna crack.
Yeah, it's not.
It's still breaking the sound barrier.
If you don't make your save,
You don't make it save, you drop
it'll
anyway.
drop.
Yeah, but
Look, you guys already had one mountain.
I guess it'd be in your turn.
I don't know.
Oh, it's not that bad. 13.
do I have to roll against 13?
No. You
10.
take 13 damage.
No.
Yeah,
no.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Yep, and
10 will beat the DC.
So 10's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 10 or half the damage, whichever's higher.
I thankfully rolled 2 2s on those second ones.
No, I'm not sure about that.
That's awesome.
Auto dropping. I won't do enough.
Yeah, I passed the constant.
You pass the con save? Good. Kid. You're up.
Can
Going
we see
to
the lightning bolt go through the Yeti though?
Technically, he interacted with it.
So,
I didn't physically interact with it. I blew lightning through it.
Actually, say physical interaction.
What is it? It's major.
I shot.
major image. It was a minor illusion.
Mm.
It would disappear, but major image.
Physical interaction.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Major image looks, smells, everything
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
The
If you actually go
It
out
does.
to
It
smack
also
it,
did not
Yeah.
react
It
to
does.
being hit by lightning
It-
at all.
Yeah,
No.
it does make me wonder, just because it's not worded, I guess, in the way of like, if something hits it, does it like actually look like it's being hit, and like, does the image itself actually absorb the energy?
Well,
I don't know.
major illusions that levels up from the minor ones. So you'd assume that from the way the spell's written as well, you actually have to physically touch it.
Mm.
And the rest of it, you can actually create the sounds, everything else like the creature was really there.
It
Well, the
can
way
move, it can
lightning
make-
works as well, it would have just hit the target as was
Yeah.
and would pass through it.
But you can't see it pass through it because it's still
But-
a little bit.
Also,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
snowing.
Well, it's also that's the maximum of my range
Yeah.
as well. Like,
Mildly
Oh,
obscure
okay.
vision.
Yeah, that
It's
was-
just
that-
not-
how do you hit it?
yeah, but I couldn't get to it.
Shit.
So Athesto did the next best thing, and he
When you
got
really-
half the distance and let loose the lightning bolt.
I'm going to
I
actively
made it terrible.
search around for anything happening.
Yep. As in
Like
perception.
perception-y stuff. Yeah.
Roll me.
I've still inspired someone as a bard without actually using.
Oh, that's the highest I can roll. 28.
28.
Oh, baby.
You hear the heavy sounds of footsteps coming southwest.
So what's that? Like multiple small things or
Multiple
a big
footsteps.
thing? Multiple big things? Like, do I get a sense of the size from
Yeah,
the front?
they're heavy footsteps. More than one creature. Not as large as something else.
group of creatures approaching from southwest, was it? Not as big as the Yetis, but there's multiples. Could be Yakfolk. Otto and Athesto, get out of the circle.
We're gonna deal with this picky.
We gotta deal with this first.
You have no idea what.
I knew that Otto ran that way as well, so that's why I'm.
I mean,
You're
he was
like, oh, shit,
standing,
it's like,
I knew he was standing and then a Yeti appeared out of nowhere.
Would
I've
you-
seen him do magic before.
You saw him head in that direction, but you were behind the Yeti, the cart, and your
Oh, yeah, there
focus
was the
very
cart
much
as
was
well,
on
wasn't it?
fighting the
Yeah,
Yeti.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you
Um,
said Otto,
All of you
the
basically
continued-
looking over
Yeah.
there.
All we've seen.
Otto
No,
ran away.
I'm not speaking overly loud.
Yeah,
All we've
as,
seen is a Yeti.
as Otto ran over here, all you guys moved in that way.
Yeah,
focused
yeah,
on the
yeah.
Yeti,
yeah.
And then you just turned around, Otto's gone, and there's just a massive Yeti there.
Oh, yeah.
Expensive.
Oh, I think that's a real Yeti.
You don't
Esvele.
track. No. Who was it that got swallowed by the
Yours.
Remoras? Was you, wasn't it? You got bit down by the Remoras?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
The
I think-
fire breathing was.
I did-
Yeah,
I
you
got-
do,
I
Giant
didn't get-
heard it.
I didn't get
Blue.
eaten.
Yeah, well,
Centipedes that bleed lava.
yeah.
I didn't get eaten.
Like, of course.
That's up to.
It's me.
Yeah.
Alright, so
I wasn't screaming it out, but
Did-
I would have been speaking fairly loudly.
does Esvele hear what you say, though?
I mean, I imagine you and
Athesto's further away than you, so
Yeah, I have a
yeah.
passive of 15.
I think.
That helps.
I mean, I wouldn't be screaming it out, but I was
Just
We,
enough.
we would have heard it.
speaking. It depends
Yeah.
how high the wind is.
I'd say you would have heard if you're yelling enough for Athesto to hear. It's
Okay.
loud enough for Athesto to hear. You definitely.
Esvele turns to the dead Yeti, to the not dead Yeti.
The
then
idea
to
is that I wouldn't want it to carry too far outside of the rock croppings because I don't want it to alert.
and then to the direction that the supposed new monsters are coming from, turns back and says, not too loudly, but loudly enough that, should we prepare for battle then? Oh, you can't reply till it's your turn, can you? No.
Yeah, you
can reply.
No, you can have
yeah.
great chat. Fine, but
I mean,
But kid's not going to reply.
it's all happening simultaneously. You
Yeah,
know,
true.
remember, so yeah.
So she directs that back to where she thought she heard your voice come from.
You don't see me from where you are. I can't see the angles.
No,
There's
I can't see.
It's a big ass rock in the way.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, so I can see a little bit of a gap between the
Look,
Yeti and the rock.
If you
Yeah.
sit in here, you guys are on like opposite sides of the fucking rock.
Yeah.
She's
I
like,
don't know. I can't see my mini. That's the thing.
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
like, she's 5 foot about, like,
Yeah, that's
out
right.
there,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's like, here.
There's you there. Rock.
Yeah, I'm just saying from where I'm sitting, I can see there's a little bit of a gap between the rock and the Yeti, but I can't tell if the
Oh,
angle's
yeah.
right for her to see me.
Nope.
so you're falling back.
Yeah, shall we prepare for another fight then?
You don't know.
Can't get a reply. I won't ask that then, because I forgot that thing.
No,
No,
he
I
just
don't
doesn't.
reply.
He just doesn't reply.
No,
He chose.
Because I don't
He-
want my
he
voice
can.
to carry
He
it,
does.
be giving commands and shit.
true.
Yeah.
Not that you know my motivations, but
No.
that's the...
So, as well, I'll just take that as a yes. And turning back around to the direction that these things are supposed to be coming from, she swings the hammer around, smashes it into the ground once, and casts Spirit Guardians.
Ooh, nice.
So that I'm going to designate myself and all you guys
Does that work? Outside.
outside of it.
Oh.
I'll make sure to move it away
Mhm.
if but yeah, so I call forth spirits to protect me. They flit around me in a distance of 15 feet. I assume that once that 15-foot distance enters the space of the
Stop.
things, it would stop. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just picture all the spirits not going that far.
Mhm.
Which are going to be a swarm, like a flock of crows flying around me,
Yeah,
and
nice.
ravens.
Yep.
It says they appear angelic or fey of my choice, but if I'm evil, they're fiendish, but I'm true neutral or raven queen, so. Birds? Cool. Ooh. Lasts for 10 minutes. When I cast a spell, you designate a number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. So that's like 2 of you?
Yep.
Because I can't see Otto and I can't
You
see
can see Valis and
Kit. I
Athesto.
can see Valis and Athesto, but I'm going to assume that they're going to be probably getting within my range-ish. I'll also shuffle over a bit as well. Gonna stretch. Oh god.
Don't go too far that way.
It'll just be like here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like more in the center. So basically it's like 15 foot either side of me. They can't enter that area.
Yep.
Not that they'd probably want to, but still. An affected creature's speed is halved in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time on its turn or starts there, it must make a wisdom save. On a failed save, it takes 3d8 radiant or necrotic damage. On a successful save, it takes half as much. So, anything that isn't Valos or Athesto that steps in that range has half movement speed and takes damage.
Yep.
And
Anything else?
that is all I am going to do.
Otto.
You see the Yeti go. And then go. And start walking off. And then as it's walking off.
What?
As it's walking off, over its shoulder, like. Yep. One was that, how dare you fucking hit me. The second one was, he's got to work this way. And then come over here.
Which way are you going? Like behind the rocks?
I'm well, sort of around, skirting the edge, but
Yeah,
like,
so-
and not moving too far because I'm wanting him to catch up.
So,
So probably half my movement.
5, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably enough. Yep, I've just started moving on,
Yeah,
and
okay, so
I'm in the Yeti's leg still.
Okay.
Okay, as you're heading that way, the of footsteps, like at a run, coming up from this direction as you see 10 dwarves in full dwarven plate armor, shields, war hammers, basically big patrol. Straight up, running up this way. Please, you, one front. Alright.
They have to stop before they get
Yeah,
through.
they stop like 20 feet off.
Yeah.
You right? You guys look like you're in a bit of trouble.
There's another Yeti somewhere off behind me, but we dealt with the first one.
Can I hear that?
They're not being quiet.
Don't think it's a Yeti.
What?
Well, it just flipped me the bird and then asked me to follow it.
Maybe the other Yeti isn't a problem then.
Dwarves.
Have you all encountered anything else so far?
You've been on patrol for 2 weeks? Yeah, a few things here and there.
Have you encountered any more Yetis?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nasty surprise. This area behind us is some sort of magic nullification area.
A great place to camp if you set the guards outside.
Well, we weren't aware of its properties until we attempted to cast magic in there, and then by the time we'd figured it out, we got attacked, fortunately. Oh, my apologies. Disperse the spell. You just see all the crows just like fly off into the distance. And just...
Nice trick. Barrowby.
Esvele. And in Dwarvish, she says,
Oh, he's gonna die.
"Pleasure to meet you."
And with that, we'll stop. That's got a
Well,
little
that's not
water.
Otto has no idea they're not the Yak folk. He wasn't in earshot.
You're out.
You can. Cool. I think that's a nice place to break.
Cool.
Excellent. So, we're now out of the townships in the frozen north, and we're getting things a little bit more treacherous than what they have been in the last few sessions.
I don't know. That Yeti went down like a bitch.
To be fair, it did take 80 Valos damage to the face.
84.
Yeah, 84, sorry.
So, thank you, viewers. Please tune in again, same bat channel, same bat time in 2 weeks for the next session.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming and chilling out with us, all that sort of stuff. if you're wanting to as well, I don't know, follow me at Twitter at vagabondmad. You can also follow. Sorry, at vagabond_mad. You can also follow Alad at Agent Kit on Twitter, so we can, you get some more information about upcoming streams, including the D&D stream if you're wanting to follow that one specifically. It does happen fortnightly on Thursdays. Also, we'd love to hear anything from anybody about whether or not they think we're going to survive. You've seen what he can do. Not so much what any of the rest of us can do.
It's either I suck or I can't use magic.
Or don't have your hammer.
I don't have my hammer.
So yeah, we'd love to hear from anyone who would like to tell us what they think we're walking ourselves into. Apart from that, I think we might do a quick raid. So just give me 2 seconds just to find out if
Not Shadow Legends.
no, not
Raid.
Shadow Legends.
I've got an art stream person that I follow that's streaming at the moment.
That sounds good to me. We'll go with that because there's no one really that I.
Art time.
They're doing, I'm not sure what they're doing
Like
at the
a-
moment, but they've been doing character art stuff for another stream that I watch.
Yeah. Who is it?
Rusty.
Grey Devil with a 1 instead of an I.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing, they've been redoing their Ruby characters as well.
Ooh.
Their original characters that they made.
Sweet.
Ooh, dope.
And an Aussie streamer.
So, guys, we're going to raid Grey Devil. They are doing some artwork at the moment. So, come through. Big shout out to them and everything else. Do a little bit of chaos in their stream. Like, let's instigate a little bit of chaos.
Bring the madhouse.
Yeah, bring the madhouse.
Bring the Mad Badge.
Yeah, the Mad Batch. Bring the madhouse to their stream, and we will catch you all next time.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yeah. As in, like, the Conquest Paladin is actually, like, it's a pretty fucked build.
Make a note for yourself.
Yeah.
Your last
Yeah,
mission
you-
started. as
Oh, I'll give you back your battery.
basically make that kill, a
Thank
word
you
comes
very
into
much. Oh yes, that's mine as well. I need that.
you decide
Yeah,
what
Half of it.
that's your command word.
I'm assuming this is one of the ones.
You're not sure what it does
Maybe
yet,
a little
but
bit.
that's your command word.
Whatever you want.
It's just
I don't
like,
think I've interacted with them in
why?
the chat or the other one.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to tune in next time to your D&D streams.
Yeah, when I saw Natural 20, I was like, time to burn one of them spell slots.
See, this is hilarious because I was going to use an abominable yeti, and I saw that's in the box, man. That's basically an
The
abominable
one of the
Yeah,
Garisto.
just brown
Garisto?
instead of white.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the images of it,
Yeah.
they're nearly identical. It's hilarious.
I do like Yetis though.
Yeah, these are cool as shit. They're so
Oh yeah.
fun.
And that's his complaint of one of the other characters.